I know the gang got.
I
I know the gang got. I know the gang got. I know that they 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 got. I know the perks got me. I know the perks got me. Mike Tyson in this shit. The whole city got me. Let two off in the sky. Now everybody listen. I'm too real for this shit. I'm too quick. I've been going John Dick. Y'all be getting John Dick. It's getting too hot. Time to move to Michigan. Rich like Obama. Time to move to Michigan. I know the gang got. I know the gang got.
Oh, how are we
I know the
doing?
gang got. I know the gang got me.
Hey.
How are we doing, guys?
Oh, I can move.
Yes, you can move now. What's up? We got the camera going. I'm not throwing my
Yes.
camera back up because I don't want my phone in front of me the whole time.
You're
I need to
ugly
look at it.
anyway, so.
It takes, yeah, true. So real. Plus it saps my battery. It went from being at 100 to being at 60 over the course of almost an hour and a half. So screw that noise. Oh my
Went from
goodness.
What went from 100 to 60?
My phone's battery. That's how I was. That's how I use my webcam. Because I don't have a webcam attached to my PC. I connect my phone through Wi-Fi to the PC with software.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And so that means I have to sit my phone right in front of my monitor, and it saps the battery. So.
Okay.
Oh my God, folks, what was that? That was an insane. I don't even know how to describe it. It was a fun time, obviously, but I'm very disappointed. I thought Rob was going to come in with some heat, man. What do you guys think?
You forgot one thing.
What?
On the conclusion, you should have pointed out that you wrote that about a week ahead of the debate.
Well, yeah,
knowing how it would end. I mean,
maybe. I honestly I expected Rob to come with some heat, man. I expected him to throw some real punches at me.
wait, you expected Rob to come with some heat?
Yeah, I mean, I thought, we had so much time to prepare and we've had so many conversations and he knows all of my arguments.
I did not know you were a super optimist, but
I try to see the best in people, Peter. Maybe that's where you and I disagree.
Yes.
Yeah.
I try to see the best in people too, but I knew Rob performed exactly as I would have expected him.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have been so optimistic.
It's all claims. He never backs anything up. And
he just makes excuses.
His way out is, I will do that later. But later never comes.
Yeah. Or just, I can't materially produce God because he's immaterial. Okay. So there's just nothing more to talk about.
Yeah, but then you haven't backed up your claim. If you're going to say that you're going to back up your claim later, then when it's later, it's time to bring the shit. I mean,
right. I mean,
for Rob, it's just a cop out because I'll do that later. Just means I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think Noble's having technical difficulties. But anyway, yeah, I just disappointed the fact that he had nothing interesting to say.
No,
he had nothing new to say. Not even an attempt to make a new or a creative argument or to tear down anything that I've said. No comments about young Earth creationism. It's weird. I thought that he was going to start talking about young Earth creationism because that's all we ever talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
And specifically saying that he's not taking a young Earth creationist position is hilarious. It shows that even he knows that his arguments are bad.
Hey, can you?
There we go. Now we can hear you. What's up?
Hey, what's up?
Oh man, Noble, give us your thoughts. What did you think of Rob's showing?
I don't think he's particularly. I'm going to try and be diplomatic. I don't think he's particularly strong in a debate setting, though I also doubt that he would be good in other forms of discourse, from what I've seen of him.
He wouldn't.
Maybe, yeah, if we were having like a philosophical debate, right?
No.
No, I mean like
No.
No. He literally said during the debate, I think you're engaging in the law of non-contradiction. Hey, anyone seen Dr. Dunning or Dr. Kruger?
Yeah, he's right there, man.
He also said, I can't believe he said this, but he said something that was like, this thing's logical because it's logical.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Whoa, I missed that.
Yeah, it was basically like, well, logic is logical because we can use logic to do logical things. Okay? What does that have to do with God? Well, it comes from God. Okay? Can you demonstrate this? No. That's it. There's nothing more to talk about. I honestly, I don't even, sorry, I'm doing my social media thing here as I'm posting stuff to Twitter and shit. I'm setting up the mega link for the debate stuff for my files. So that I can publish those publicly.
You mean your slideshow and all?
Yeah, I'm gonna upload the slideshow as a PDF and my notes as a docx.
Cool. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty cool slideshow. I don't think I would put the jackalope behind it, but
that's just because I'm. Yeah, that's the brand, unfortunately.
I mean, it was very mucho worder.
Yeah.
Mucho texter.
I mean, you kind of have to be,
Not if you're good at keeping your arguments concise.
Well, the positions are complicated to express. It's not as easy as saying you're wrong, lol, right?
And
no, I fully understand, but you could have made it more concise.
With Rob, you can't do that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. If you make it more concise, he will not be able to understand what the hell you're talking about. He needs bigger explanations and to be more explicit. So
I also don't think Gish Gallop is the best way of addressing him. Although, to be fair,
do you think I engaged in Gish Gallop?
Yeah, a few times. Like the introductory argument and the ending statement, certainly.
Yeah, but the introductory argument has to contain all of the points that you want to address. That's not a Gish Gallop. So I think you are misunderstanding.
It was a comprehensive position that covers sort of everything. My position on the debate, meta-wise, right? And then independent, individual explanations about my positions on the other stuff. Maybe I didn't do enough to communicate that's what I was doing.
Just to be clear, a Gish Gallop is when you are during the debate, so during a back and forth, presenting so many points that you will make sure that your opponent, when it's his time to rebut, that he can no longer address all of the points. And I don't think that's what Cam did.
Yeah, sorry, I may have misspoke.
An opening statement is different. In an opening statement, you will address all the points that you will be talking about during the debate. So you have to have all of them in there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's
let me double check that I've uploaded everything properly.
The irony is that Rob on Twitter on 2 of his accounts still has the first rule of Dunning-Kruger Club is that you don't know that you're in Dunning-Kruger Club, and he's clearly in Dunning-Kruger Club.
Yeah,
that's where he lives, man, and he's misspelled it as well.
Yeah,
Dunning-Kruger Club with a D.
Yeah,
amazing.
Did he spell Kruger right?
I think so.
Yeah, he probably copy-pasted that off of the internet to make sure that he got the right spelling.
I mean, to be fair, I do that all the time.
I do that too, but yeah.
But my spelling is atrocious.
Do you guys think he'll try to take a crack at any of the win conditions there?
No. not his hands.
I offered him in a live stream. I said, "Hey, man, let's go summon a demon because that would prove your position immediately."
Oh
right?
yeah,
I would be forced to concede this. One. Yeah, it's a fantastic little challenge. Oh my goodness! What a doozy.
So I loved his face when the guy who was moderating said, "I hope we can do a part 2." You said, "I'm never going to interact with Rob anymore."
Yeah, I mean, I can interact with his content. I'm just never going to share a live stream with him ever again.
Yeah, you were extremely nice. I wish I had that kind of self-constraint because I don't.
So I was going to ask you, who is that Anthony guy?
That's Mr. 37 Secrets on Twitter. I have no idea who he is. He seems to be somebody who's very focused on Hebrew. He has a website where he goes into the secret things that Moses left in the Hebrew Bible.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
So he came via Rob, not via you.
Yes, via Rob. This is somebody that Rob knows, which is fine because initially when I challenged Rob to the debate, I agreed on his choice of moderator, which is why I didn't have a problem with Gary.
Right. Yeah, there were some people in your chat were saying.
Sorry, what were you saying, Venom?
There were some people in your chat that were saying that you were like that the moderator wasn't reeling you in, and I was like, well, I think that moderator came from Rob, so like, why would he be biased for you?
Yeah, again, this is like I just didn't care because it doesn't matter who moderates, right? The only thing I cared about was that the moderator did their job, and I think Anthony did a fantastic job. Jeffrey Willers, dude, welcome. I'm so sorry that this is the way you had to find out about Rob through this terrible debate. I very much encourage you, if you want to know the background between me and him, watch the debate clips that I have posted on my channel. I put them in order in a folder there so you can sort of watch the progression. We have talked about a lot of stuff. I did several I think 6 or 7 live streams with him. Plus the one that Peter did that I commented on. The audio is messed up on that one, but if you want to watch it, it's a good watch. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope that we can continue to entertain you for the time being. Phantom, all assertions, no evidence. That's case in point with Rob. That's all that he ever does. Jeffrey, thank you so much for subscribing. I hope I can continue to deliver fresh new content for you. Like I said, I have a scripted video about Tom Askell in the works. I have finished most of the recording for that. It's just down to the editing. But oh my goodness. Any feedback other than the comments about Gish galloping? Anything you guys think I could have improved on? Peter, I took your advice and I made changes to the final slide there.
Yeah, I saw that. I do have one thing. So, considering this was the first one, are there going to be more?
I am more than happy to engage with anybody except Rob and Gary in a formal debate. I do not care.
No. I mean, debates. Did it spike your interest? Or debates? I would still urge everyone to skip the entire debate thing and just make everything an open discussion, because that's much more productive. You can address things better, and you will weed out the possibility of a Gish Gallop. So
also it's more fun to watch as a
yes.
viewer.
I'm much more partial to this kind of thing, right? And hopefully Peter can help me set up sort of a regularly scheduled open mic night or something, right? Because I'm not very familiar with how all of this live streaming stuff works just yet. But
more than happy to.
For formal debates are something that sort of does need to happen, right? I think that it's useful to provide a concise argument, right? I think that preceding the debate, conversations need to happen. I think the way that I handled it here with Rob, where I challenged him to the debate, and between then and the debate, we had lots of good, normal conversations.
You can have an opening statement for a conversation. then you can have your concise point and then skip everything else and go into an open conversation. That's a much better format, Cam. I mean,
I don't disagree with you. I think the structure of the debate is also useful in other ways. Yes, and right.
So it might be useful, but not to present a point and to convince an audience that your point is correct, because the one who will win a debate is the one who's the better debater, not the one who has the facts and who is right.
Well, and I definitely want to be a master debater.
Yes. Don't we all? Don't we all?
I'll consider it. I mean, you're definitely right that it's more engaging to have a like just a proper civil conversation rather than the structure of the debate.
Mm-hmm.
I think the structure of the debate has its place. Definitely not going to be like the preponderance of my content going forward, but I will be doing them. Should I be challenged, or should I find somebody worth challenging? I think I'm going to be far more picky about who I challenge to formal debates.
Yeah, maybe next time don't challenge someone who's already challenged.
We're getting spicy up in here, man.
Noble, you're on a roll.
Yeah. Rob is
definitely
not,
challenged.
Not the sharpest chip off the block, to be sure.
No. I usually say he's not the sharpest tool in the shed. Just a tool. So
that reminds me. So earlier, Cam, you said you thought you were hoping he would bring new arguments, but the thing is, none of Rob's arguments are even new to him. Like he just
certainly not.
He's just ripping off of, B tier apologetics at best.
I think that's generous.
In all fairness,
this is B tier apologetics. I don't know that he has like properly articulated points. He's just running off the presumption that what he says is like has a universally understood meaning. Note that he quoted Webster several times. Webster's was doing the hard carrying here.
And in all fairness, there's only so much Rob's brain can sustain. So when it's full with 3 or 4 arguments, there's not much room left for any new things.
Yeah. What I mean by new is that I was hoping that he had synthesized the stuff that I had already said to him and that he was able to better prepare arguments, which is what I did, right? I went and did my research on him, and I sat through several of the live streams, and of course the ones I've cut up I already know. And I took the most common arguments that he makes, the common objections that he raises, and I just preempted them. And I managed to hit several at a time. Like he brought up a bunch of stuff that I preempted in the opening statement, which is, again, I told him not to put me first, right? I told him if you put me first, it's going to change the way that the debate happens, right? That structure flows. But he decided to do it anyway.
Yeah, he's not. So he's also not going to come up with any original points because he can't think and he can't reason. So all he has is going to Young Earth Creationist videos, because reading could be a problem as well. But Young Earth Creationist videos, take his points from there, take his arguments from there, and then think that he's done. Because he doesn't even understand his own argument and how to defend it.
Right.
He's that bad.
I mean, he made no attempt to attack substance monism as a position, which I understand is like controversial in philosophy. Right.
Substance monism.
Do you think he knew what you were talking about?
What's that?
I said, do you think he knew what you were talking about?
I don't think so. Because I said, it seems like you're a substance dualist, and he didn't really have a reaction to that.
No, he will pretend that he knows what you're talking about and then not address it.
Right.
Because it is better to just look stupid than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Right.
Hey,
I mean,
at least
this-
he's got that going for him. Something.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I'm personally not a substance monist. I'm a polyaddict. No, I don't know what the
I don't
terms
have
mean,
one drug of choice. I do them all.
pretty much.
I'm polyamorous, but I don't know. That helps.
Well, yeah, but that means you're a substance monist. Your substance of choice is women.
Fair enough. That's about correct.
Yes, Saveni, 100% pigeon chess, and I've been saying this since I started talking to him. And Peter, I know you've heard me say it privately. It's like playing chess with a pigeon because he shits all over the board and struts around like he won. That is exactly the experience of debating Rob or having a conversation with Rob. You can't ever you can't ever get past the shit-eating grin because that's all he has, right? As well, that's just your opinion. He's not actually engaging with the ideas. He's just,
It's not an opinion if you can prove your point, if you can back up your point, if you have evidence for your claims. It is not an opinion. And
I don't even have to go that far. This is just what everybody already understands, right? I'm not expressing anything new. This is the status quo.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm not presenting atheism as an alternative to something that already is acknowledged, right? He is affirmatively presenting Christianity as an alternative.
Yes, but he's using that is your opinion as an out to reject your claim. It's not that simple. If you have evidence for your claim, it's no longer an opinion because evidence can be independently verified. So that's not an opinion. He can verify your evidence. So it's not an opinion.
You just go outside and look at it.
I remember watching a stream with Kem and Rob, and Kem provided evidence, or at least cited evidence.
Yeah.
And Rob just goes, "Well, I just don't believe you."
Yeah, I mean, we talked about radiometric dating, right? Like it's a math equation that you can do. You can do this, and his answer is, well, I just think they're misreading the data. I think that they're fudging the numbers on purpose. I got him to admit that he thinks that there is a conspiracy in science to purposefully rule God out of the equation because they don't like Christians. Which is ridiculous.
A little bit of spam. Onrod just did another video on stupid young Earth creationist points regarding radiometric dating with John Baker, the guy whose job it is to do radiometric dating.
What?
I urge everyone to go and watch that video. And if you don't have enough from Mr. Baker there, go to Jackson Wheat's channel because Jackson Wheat also did a video with him. And I think in the title it says Answers in Rocks because that's his Twitter account.
Yeah.
And if
why don't you
have
drop a link in the
questions,
chat? Because
if you have questions, you can even approach him on Twitter and ask your questions, and he will explain them to you.
Nah, he's just a shill for big radiometric.
Yes, for Big Rock.
Yeah. I'm a shill for they. You know, they because they say and we do
with brackets, of course.
Yeah. Whoa.
No. They exist.
Watch your step, Noble.
No, they exist.
Yes, I'm shutting my mouth.
Yeah.
No, they exist, and I made they an intro for the video in which they explained what it would cost, let's say, to sustain a certain conspiracy. So let's say the moon landing didn't happen. What would it cost to sustain that conspiracy? And he made a very detailed cost analysis and came up with an amount that everyone on the planet needs to pay on a yearly basis, which is $44,000 US. And because I made him an intro, I didn't have to pay that particular year. So they exist.
Yeah,
they cut me a break.
Even with stuff like the moon landing, right? The idea that we could have faked it is just ridiculous. Physically speaking, we did not have the technology to do this. it would have been harder for Kubrick to fake the moon landing than it would have been to actually just go to the moon. It was cheaper to just go to the moon.
But have you considered CGI?
Oh, you mean the thing that didn't exist in the 70s?
Yes, that.
Or in the 60s, rather, because it was what, 1967, 1969?
1969.
69 was Apollo 11. There you go.
Nice.
In 1969 CGI, are you serious?
No, I'm not serious.
Well, Star Wars was like a few years after.
In 77, yeah.
77, yeah.
That's almost a decade later.
They were probably doing it in
that's-
76.
Yeah, and also Star Wars didn't have any special. It had practical effects, but no like CGI special effects.
Yeah, and the practical effects were actually quite good in Star Wars.
They were.
It's all-
I mean, the rotoscoping for the sabers alone was amazing.
So how
especially
could you
for the
say
time.
that Star Wars didn't happen?
Well, but that's a decade later. That's 77 versus 69. That's
Yeah, I know.
where do I land on the JFK assassination? I'm pretty sure that somebody wanted JFK dead, and it wasn't the guy who pulled the trigger.
Yeah,
That is all I'm going to
and
say
to
about
do
it.
with it.
and to get back to the moon landing conspiracy, that we wouldn't have no way to fake this.
No, definitely not.
Have a look.
This guy's the king of branding, man. What is this? Official NASA shill.
Yes.
No, don't let the flat earthers
I-
fool you.
And
Wait.
I have evidence for this because
You've been paid by NASA.
Wait,
on
Peter,
Twitter, hold on Twitter.
Hear me out.
No, wait. I have to provide my evidence that I'm an official NASA shill, because on Twitter I bumped into a conversation that Buzz Aldrin had with someone, and I made this video with Buzz Aldrin on the flag, and Buzz Aldrin not only acknowledged it, but used it on his Twitter account a few years back. So I think that makes me an official NASA shill. If
He's
Buzz
been captured
Aldrin,
by Big Globe.
Right,
Yes.
Peter, where were you the day of the moon landing? No.
Yeah, where were you? the day of the moon
where I
landing? That's a great
was,
question.
I was the day of the moon landing. I was in the living room in the middle of the night because my mother had woken me up so I could watch the moon landing live on TV.
Can you
Jeffrey,
provide any witnesses?
Jeffrey, I totally agree with you. Oswald was the one who pulled the trigger. I have questions as to why Oswald was the one pulling the trigger, because I do not believe for a second that he was the only one who wanted JFK dead.
I mean, wasn't he like a janitor or something?
No, he worked at a book repository.
Yeah, and wasn't he a janitor
Yeah,
in that book repository on like a completely different floor than the shooter?
I thought he was just a day worker there.
Yeah, day worker, maintenance man.
Yeah, but yeah, he was some kind of janitor in the repository. But
Jeffrey Willers,
With-
the only reason that the people want Trump dead haven't killed him yet is because you can't really get away with assassinations in the first world anymore. It is much easier and it's much easier to get away with it if you do it through other means. Not that I am implying that there is a government conspiracy against Trump. I don't like the guy. I can acknowledge that there are elements within our government that do not like him and are threatened by the idea of him being president. I am only saying that assassination is probably the last option, the least likely thing to do if there is a conspiracy. Jeffrey, again, I'm referring to elements within the U.S. government at the time. I think that JFK made enemies of very powerful people in Washington. True. Yeah, Phantom's got it right. I have not seen any hard evidence of there being a conspiracy, but I believe personally that is the most likely solution to this question. Missing Mod is correct. Everybody sucks. Politics sucks. I hate modern politics. I want modern politics to stop being modern politics. What is this? Who is that? Is that Buzz? Hell yeah! Get your ass to my Buzz children! Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, so I'm ticking off my bucket list, right? This was one of the things that wasn't on my bucket list, but I got to tick off. And in all fairness,
what, getting to interact with Buzz Aldrin?
That was an amazing experience. The fact that he used it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Against some stupid flat earther.
Question for you, Peter from Missing Mod. Have you seen Buzz talk about the moon landing?
I have seen him several times. I've also seen him punch a flat earther in the face, which is probably my favorite video of Buzz Aldrin. And I've also seen the interview after he punched someone in the face, explaining why he punched someone in the face, which is another of my favorites.
Yeah, I don't know if I can condone punching people in the face over words.
How do you punch people over words?
So I can.
Unless the words are a direct threat.
No, when this happened, he came out of a hotel. He was in the company of other people, and they were talking. And this moron came up to him and started harassing him. He asked him several times nicely to go away. When he didn't, and then also called him a liar because he wouldn't reply, that's when he punched him in the face. And I thought that was entirely justified because this guy was an idiot and needed a wake-up call, and he got one.
Was this before or after John Lennon? Like, before or after he got assassinated? Because I'd totally respect it if some crazy bloke comes up to you. Yeah, if some crazy bloke comes up to you and says all sorts of bullshit, then doesn't go away, it's a reasonable response.
Yeah, I mean, if it becomes a threat to your safety, I can understand. That's self-defense. Let's see. Second time you met the.
Well, sometimes you just
Buzz will confess. Confess to what? Hold on. Missing Mod. Confess to what exactly? To being an actor? What? Missing Mod thinks Buzz Aldrin is an actor?
No, he's not. So, but this happened, just for reference, September 9th, 2002. So, yeah, that was after Lennon got shot.
That was after I was born. Anyway, I'm just saying random shit. Sorry.
No, you're good. That's what we're here for. We're here to Alien is Neil A backwards. What? And?
Anal?
Oh, hey now.
I might be dyslexic.
Keep it clean. Oh man.
Douche.
Honestly, what an experience. What a ride it has been, this arc between me and Rob. To get back on topic. I can't believe that this man pissed me off so much that I had to make a video. And it has spiraled into this. Does anybody have any commentary on the whole Rob thing as a?
I mean, really, how many subscribers does he have? How much of an impact does he have on the world?
He currently has 282 subscribers, which is up. I can check his social blade. Hold on.
So, nothing. That is equivalent to nothing.
Well, you need to look at the uptrend, right?
Well, at least one of his subscribers is doing it ironically because I subscribe to his channel.
I subscribe to his channel for the purposes of keeping an eye on him and keeping an eye on the stuff that he says, right? The fact that I've subscribed to you does not automatically mean endorsement.
I think I can honestly say that a lot of the people who are watching him are just hate watchers.
Yeah, probably.
I subscribe to his channel as well. So
Let's take a look at Rob's Social Blade here. There's a C+, not bad. He's Canadian, so his stuff is going to get really popular in Canada because of the way that they're pushing YouTube and stuff. Let's see.
Doesn't he have to like praise the Canadian government now?
Kind of, I guess. Let's see.
What's this?
He's been in an uptrend this past month, but he's down. He's in a downtrend in general. They don't have very wide graphs here.
I mean, it kind of happens if your live streams are less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
People aren't going to watch you.
He's been around for a lot longer, though.
He went live at like 2:00 this morning. 2:00 my time.
2:00 your time. Where are you?
Central time zone.
Okay, so you're an hour behind me. So it was what, 3 a.m. for me? That's insane. Which means it was like 3 a.m. for him because him and I are on the same time zone.
Yeah, I happened to be awake and he went live and I clicked on it. It was just a countdown for like 20 seconds, then it went off. So I don't know what he was going live for, but it was really weird.
Maybe
he was testing. Maybe he was testing.
There's the trend. He's plateauing in terms of video views and subscribers, but a general uptrend since December. Interesting.
Oh, sorry, completely different topic, but back on the topic of politics, did you hear that Brandon Herrera didn't get into Congress?
He lost by a very narrow margin.
He lost by less than 1%.
Less than 1%. Very insane. I don't want to get too deep into politics because this is not what this channel is about.
Yeah. But
very.
Congress, that's cool.
Yeah, I don't necessarily like him. I think he's associated with distasteful people, but and I don't trust him for very specific reasons. But I'm very impressed with his showing. It is kind of insane that he managed to get within a hair's length of an establishment politician being a political outsider. That gives me a lot of confidence.
Hair's length.
Yeah. Future projections. Let's see what Social Blade is saying for future projection.
Honestly, though, I trust him more than any politician. Like, legitimately. I mean,
just for the fact that he's a political outsider. Look at that.
Yeah.
In 5 years, 2,000 subscribers. Not doing good. Not doing good.
Hey,
in all fairness, I haven't hit 2,000 yet, and I'm on here for 9 years, I think. So
let's see what Social Blade says about you. Also C+. Oh yeah, but yours is much more lively. Look at this. Your charts are moving a lot more than his.
I need to do more stuff on there. So spoiler alert, on Thursday I'm going to do a show. It's going to be a one-on-one.
Oh.
And it's going to be a show that only has been in the planning for a year.
Oh.
So
tell us.
So this is a guy from South Africa, and I would even consider him a friend, even though we disagree on the God question and on several other things. But he's a really nice guy. I like him, and I think I'm not. I'll have to. Maybe I can still check what the debate was going to be, or the conversation was going to be about. This has been so incredibly long ago. So, and this was on Discord. So, oh yes, this is going to be. Is there evidence for demons?
Oh, interesting.
Yes, on an earlier thing. He used On-Ra, a clip from On-Ra, as evidence for his position that we have a soul, which was kind of hilarious because Arn doesn't think we have a soul. And this guy, his name is Martin. He didn't know that that particular conversation was cut off and he didn't hear the full thing. So, but I mean, Martin is a good sport. I've talked to him dozens of times already. And I like the guy. I mean, he's not an asshole like Rob. He's a decent guy.
I don't think Rob's an asshole. I think Robert is just ignorant and what's conceited.
Considering his actions on Twitter, I'm sticking with asshole.
Yeah. What would be
speaking about asshole? I don't know if you want to make me full screen, but
you're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling a kettle black, if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself. Away from me. You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Boom.
Wow. Yeah, deserved. You're getting up in people's faces and being aggressive with them and being hostile.
Yeah.
Deserved. Yeah, that's a safety concern.
Yeah, and it's a good punch too. Oh, yeah. Also,
I mean, I can understand the guy. The guy is now so old. He went to the moon in what was 67? I keep messing up
69.
that 69.
1969.
Okay,
that was Apollo 11.
Yeah, 69. So that was what, over 50 years ago.
You said that was
people still come up to him telling him that he's a liar for something he risked. Not only he risked his life for, he lost friends in the pursuit to go to the moon. People were killed in moon missions.
Yeah, I mean, it was the single most dangerous thing that had ever been attempted by human beings before.
Exactly. And so if you take that into consideration, and then someone come up to you and tell you that you're a liar, knowing that you lost a friend in the same endeavor that he accuses you of lying about, yeah, to me, that would be a punchable.
Yeah, I mean, fighting words.
Right. Before we get on a tangent, I do have something to say about spiritual stuff.
Yeah.
Personally, I do believe there is a soul and a couple of other supernatural stuff.
That's fine. As long as you're not making authoritative claims about reality, then we have no reason to engage on it, right? But once you say that, like, authoritatively souls exist, right? Because you just said, I believe. And I believe is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Yeah,
and I'm not ever going to get on your back for it.
I don't have proof at the moment, but
yeah,
personally, I think I've seen mine in a roundabout way. Like,
that's interesting.
Seen it.
What does it look like? Can you describe what that observation is?
You know, when you look into a dark room, like a pitch black room, that color that sort of comes out, that gray color, it was that color, but
sort of under black.
Yeah, under black. But it was a spiky ball that, like, sort of shot out things. I don't know how to describe it, but it was like
so it was spherical, right?
Yeah.
So it existed. You could see it in 3 dimensions. It's not like a 2D object that's being projected on a screen. It's like you could see it in space. Did you get to see it from multiple perspectives?
Not from multiple perspectives, and I only saw it for a second or two. And I was intoxicated at the time.
Okay, that's a good thing to note, right?
Yeah.
Could have been multiple things acting on you, and you may have misconstrued. Do you think it's possible that you may have hallucinated or misconstrued an optical illusion?
Thing is, I'm not sure that hallucinations aren't valuable.
I'm not saying they're not valuable.
Because
I'm just saying, do you think it's possible that it could be explained by something else?
And I think it could be explained by something else, which is why I'm hesitant to posit it as the truth.
Right. Well, I mean, what you're doing now is you're describing an internal experience, which is fine, right? And you choose to believe something, that's also fine. I'm never going to get on your back for it. That's fine. The moment that you make an authoritative, like, positive claim where you say, no, I know for a fact that it was that thing. This is the one true explanation. No other explanations are possible. that's when we're like, okay, well, that's now a truth claim about reality, and now we have to address it, right? But as of right now, I don't have to address anything that you said other than to ask you questions about it.
Yeah.
And that's the position that I took with Rob, by the way, for anybody listening. If you go back and watch the live streams, you will notice that that's the only thing that I do, right? The moment that he says something authoritative about reality, that's when we start asking questions and asking for evidence.
What was I going to say? Sorry, I'm mildly intoxicated at the moment.
You're fine.
Just
We're in the
for
same
chat
boat, brother.
now.
We're in the same boat.
Yeah.
I had to decompress after that. I was tense that whole debate. I don't know if anybody noticed it in my my posture. I felt really tense.
Sorry, I was gonna make the point. Sorry, I was gonna make the point that. Sorry.
You're breaking up.
Yeah, I probably am.
You said you were going to make the point that what?
That hallucinations have been useful in scientific discoveries, such as the PCR. Famously, the guy who discovered it was, well, he not at the time that he discovered it, but thinking about how the mechanisms could work, he was riding a bicycle on a substance which I'm not going to mention because of YouTube. He was
if you can describe it clinically, then yes. What is the scientific or medical name for it?
Lysergic acid diethylamide.
Understood.
Or diethylamine. Yeah.
Understood.
But the point I'm trying to make is these experiences can be useful for looking for paths for discovery, because
yes, absolutely, right.
Yeah,
not discounting that at all. Again, at this point, there are no problems between me and you on that position, right? I don't have anything to say about the position that you're taking because you're not making a claim about reality. And you're right that it could be that maybe there is something that we have not yet perceived, but until we perceive it, right, there's no way of knowing whether or not it was just a hallucination.
Yeah.
Phantom, you've been very quiet.
Sorry if I made this awkward.
Give us your thoughts, please.
On what?
On anything.
So one thing in the debate. So Rob, what you just said reminded me when Rob said, do you know everything? Could God exist in something that you don't know, or what you don't know? The thing is, why should I make any assumptions about what I don't know? That's like that's exactly the opposite of what I should do.
Right. And I think he was trying to push me when he said that I conceded that God. I corrected him very quickly. He's like, you concede that God exists outside of your knowledge. I said, no. I said that God could exist. I am not closed off to this possibility, but until you demonstrate it, I have no reason to believe you. Right. And I think you're exactly right when he was trying to push me into making like a presuppositional statement, right, where I presuppose that God doesn't exist, which is not the case.
Yeah.
Peter, thoughts?
Oh, so many.
Gerald,
I mean, if a God exists in a place you don't know of, that means that God exists in a place that he doesn't know of either. So he still has no reason to claim that a God exists, because if this is in a place you don't know of, how do you know if he exists there or not?
Yeah.
It's one of the dumbest claims, and it's one of the weakest claims.
Well, because it's presuppositional and circular, right? God could exist somewhere that I don't know, so God does exist somewhere that I don't know, because God could exist somewhere that I don't know.
Well, it's not just that. He's saying, I know that he exists someplace that I don't know.
Right. Which is like, how do you even, you're right, how do you even get to that? Well, because the Bible tells me so. Because it's logical to assume, because we have logic, because we can use logic, it is logical. Like, what?
And every single time someone says the Bible says so, my question is, and why should I believe the Bible? There's no Christian on the planet who can answer that question. I've been using it for about a year now, and that is giving them pause to think and not come up with an answer.
Yeah.
Every Christian I've talked to deflects and says, well, I do. Yeah. Well, okay. Why should I believe the Bible? And then they will come up with a Bible verse, which leads you to the question, why should we believe that? Because that's the Bible.
Right.
I mean, there's no good reason to believe the Bible. Period.
I don't think there is any like communicably external reasons, right? Because I am at the very least willing to tolerate the idea of an internal experience as necessary internal truth, right? You experienced a thing that you know internally was God. Okay, I don't have any arguments for you because you're not making a claim about reality. You're making a claim about what you experienced, right? But I don't know that there's anything that you can communicate externally that would give me reason to believe in the Bible or what you claim about the Bible, right? Noble.
Yes.
As the token theist in the room, I would like to throw something at you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me find it.
Don't hurt him.
All right. So this is a new thing that I've developed that I hope might be a useful thing to use in future conversations with theists. All right. I call it the 20 paces to evil. Okay. It's a theodicy, it's a response to the theodicy that Rob made in one of our conversations regarding God's apparent desire for relationship. Okay. And so the 20 paces come in the form of a game. The objective of the game is for you to agree with all 20 statements and take all 20 paces, right? And if you can agree with all of the statements, you get a prize. You think you're up for it?
Probably not, but I'll give it a go.
Probably not. All right. Well, let's see. Step number 1, God exists. Agree or disagree?
Probably. I'm sort of agnostic on that. So
you can substitute God proper noun for X higher power. Whatever it is that you believe is above humanity, the supernatural, right?
I do believe in supernatural.
Do you believe in a God? Like actually, because now that I think about it, this does kind of break if you don't believe in the Judeo-Christian idea of God.
Well, I do believe in the Judeo-Christian God of Yahweh. And
okay. So then we're good. We're good.
I do also believe a lot of what the Bible has to say is mistranslation, interpretation, and bias going in.
Fair enough. That's fine. You don't need to be a biblical literalist for any of this. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't need to be a biblical literalist for any of this.
Yeah. And just sorry. What was the question again?
Okay. So step number 2 is God gave angels free will.
Yeah.
Okay. Some angels using free will chose evil.
Yeah, it wouldn't be free will if you could not choose to do evil.
Right. So you agree with that statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about whether or not it happened historically or semi-historically, fictionally.
Right. What I mean to ask is, do you believe that the rebellion happened? Do you believe that Lucifer, Satan, whatever, the adversary, had free will to make his decision?
I think a lot of it's metaphors, and I haven't really gotten that far into my study of it.
Okay. Well, let me know how the next step makes you feel, right? Because it's the next step that matters. God gave humanity free will. Agree or disagree?
I agree.
Okay. Adam and Eve, the only humans in the Garden of Eden, using free will, chose evil.
I wouldn't say what they did was evil. I'd say what they did was amoral. Because I've thought about this because it's one of the founding myths.
Is disobeying God not necessarily immoral?
Well, it doesn't. That's the problem with a lot of the interpretations.
What is your definition of morality then? Is my question, because this response is designed to talk to somebody like Rob, who believes that necessarily what is immoral is that which goes against God and vice versa. Is disobeying a commandment from God an immoral thing?
I'd say yeah.
Okay. Do you consider immorality to be evil? That's just the choice of word that I use here.
I'd also consider animals to be incapable of evil.
Sure, but we're not talking about animals. Just Adam and Eve.
No, sorry. Could I justify this?
Yeah, sure.
I consider animals to be incapable of evil. Humans were, for example, Adam and Eve obviously couldn't literally happen or whatever, but Adam and Eve were there. They chose to pursue the fruit of knowledge.
Yes.
So they pursued the fruit of knowledge, and with the fruit of knowledge, they gained free will.
Wait. So that means that Adam and Eve were programmed to seek out. If they didn't have free will until they ate the apple or the fruit, right?
Programs
then they were programmed. Well, does that mean that you think that God created human beings imperfect in the Bible? Because that would be contradicted by the text.
To be honest, I think the story of Adam and Eve is more metaphorical.
Okay, let's rephrase the question. Humanity using free will. Let me get you on the next step. Some other humans using free will also choose evil. Do you agree with that statement?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
there is no evil without free will.
Okay, perfect. 7. Evil creates suffering. Agree or disagree?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. Suffering is bad.
Yeah.
Okay. If angels and humans did not have free will, they could not choose evil. Agree or disagree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. If they cannot choose evil, no suffering is generated.
Yeah.
Okay. Free will generates an amount of suffering as a necessary component of its existence.
I wouldn't phrase it as that, but yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Any amount of suffering is bad.
Some amount of suffering is necessary. It's bad, but it's necessary.
Okay, but you would agree that it is bad. We already agreed that it's necessary, right? That suffering is a necessary component of free will. Do you agree that any amount of suffering is bad? Or is there some amount of suffering that is good?
I wouldn't.
Whether it's necessary or not is not the question. It's how much. Sorry?
I think the resolution of that question is a bit narrow.
Okay, but do you agree with it?
On premise, on just first look, I would likely agree with it.
Okay.
But then again, we'd get into the definition of suffering, and I'd say, yeah, suffering is bad.
So any amount of suffering is bad. You agree?
Yeah, in the abstract, yeah.
Okay. Free will is bad. This is pace number 13. Free will as a necessary component, right, necessarily creates suffering. It generates suffering. So to introduce free will creates an amount of suffering necessarily. And you already agreed that any amount of suffering is bad. So by the logical transitive property, free will is bad because it creates suffering. For in the sake of openness and context, I predicted in my notes here that this is the first bottleneck. This is the first true bottleneck.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'd say. Yes. Sorry.
Yeah, missing. If you wanna get it from Peter, I don't know how you contact Missing Mod. I'm not gonna drop it in the chat, but if you wanna get in touch with Peter or get in touch with me, you're more than welcome to join. And you can also take the 20 paces if you'd like. So Noble. Free will is bad. Agree or disagree?
I'd disagree. I think it's complicated.
Free will. So then you disagree on pace number 12, because if free will creates any amount of suffering and suffering is bad, that means that free will is bad, right?
I'd say that it's a byproduct. Like, I think you'd have to wait for this. I think you'd have to look at it with a more utilitarian lens. Like, the amount of... Sorry.
So some amount of suffering is good.
What I mean is, without suffering, there wouldn't... Sorry, my mind isn't clear at the moment, but I am trying to formulate what I'm saying.
Are you going to say that without suffering there is no definition of good? There's no way to measure goodness without suffering.
Yeah, that's what I'd say.
Maybe, but that's not the question that we're getting at, right? My question to you is how much suffering. Phantom, you can jump in at any time, dude. You don't have to.
Well, I don't want to derail your chain. I can wait till you're done.
Well, no. I, if you have something to say, please.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say, free will doesn't mean that people will choose evil.
True, but necessarily a percentage of them will, though, right?
No, not necessarily. It's logically possible that everyone chooses to do only good. That's what free will means.
It's possible, but that's not what happens.
I'm not saying that's what happens. I'm just saying it's possible.
Okay. That's a fair comment. I'm not going to lie. So, Noble, we're back to pace number 12. How much suffering is good?
Again, this goes into trolleyology. It's a utilitarian breakdown of, well, goods and bads. It's...
Well, I'm not asking you to judge I'm not asking you to make a cost-benefit analysis here. Right?
I'm pretty sure you are.
No, actually,
like
I'm just
saying.
I'm just asking you if you think that any amount of suffering is bad. Would you prefer? Let me rephrase this. The best answer is the one with the least amount of suffering, right? The best choice is the one that leads to the least amount of suffering.
Well, no, not necessarily. No.
Okay.
Well,
is a solution with that creates no suffering preferable to a solution that creates suffering?
It depends on the solution. If the solution is someone removing free will entirely for the universe to be just a grey block of all good, then I'd say that wouldn't be ideal, at least for humans as they are now.
Maybe, but is it better to not produce suffering, or is it better to produce suffering? What amount of suffering is morally good?
Again, it depends. Like, it really does depend. It is a cost-benefit analysis. And I haven't run through all the scenarios in my mind. And I know this is a bit of a cop-out, and I have been doing this, but the
Okay.
questions that you've been
Let
asking.
me see if I can rephrase this. To add,
Cam,
What?
real quick,
Sure.
keep an eye on the back room. I sent Missing Mod the link. So.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, let's get Missing in here, and maybe so you would get off at pace number 12. That's where you get off, Mr. Train, Mr. Bones Wild Ride.
I'd say free will is neither good nor bad. It is both.
Despite that it exclusively creates suffering.
And it exclusively creates good.
That's not necessarily true. Other solutions to the free will, rather, because this is my point about the issue, the worship issue, right? Where people say, well, if you don't have free will, then you can't worship God genuinely, right? Or you can't love people, you can't love God genuinely. And I don't think that that's necessarily true. I think that presupposing the necessity of suffering is cruel and unreasonable. I would prefer if we were all wet robots. I think that because there is no suffering, that is a preferable option.
That leads down the whole of ideologies of like Marxism and stuff, which I am opposed to.
Marxism makes no commentary on.
Sorry, I mean it's more critical theory and sort of egalitarianism, which I am opposed to.
Yeah, I'm not making an equity value here or an equity judgment.
It is really. It seems
no, it isn't. It's a problem of suffering, right? Is that I want to avoid suffering.
Yeah, and so
I think that avoiding as much suffering as possible. No, Marxism seeks to reorganize social structures. That's not what we're talking about here.
No, Marxism seeks to reduce suffering in the world, but by doing that, they reduce everyone's suffering to zero. Well, zero. And they reduce everyone's goods to zero. Like, without being an economic factor in... Without... Right, if you swap free will and a free market...
Uh-huh.
I'd say it would be a Marxist argument.
Maybe? But I'm not... it would be a bad argument because the Marxist doesn't avoid suffering. The Marxists also create suffering. By their own admission, right? Because the whole eat the rich thing. So not a fair assessment. Because theoretically, you can imagine that an omnipotent God, an omniscient, omnipotent God, could answer the question of genuine worship without having to create suffering. So he purposely took us an inferior option because it creates suffering. And you agreed that suffering is bad.
I wouldn't say that it was because of suffering. I'd say it's because and despite suffering.
Well, right, but if any amount of suffering is introduced, it's bad. And I think that's where you're getting off. Is step number 12 is that you think that there is an amount of suffering that is good. Whether or not you want to admit it to yourself, I think that's what you're expressing.
No, I'm expressing that that suffering can be balanced with goods.
I'm not saying that it can't, right? I'm asking you if there is any amount of suffering that is good.
And
I'm not asking you to balance the checkbook. I'm asking you if taking money out of the checkbook is bad.
Yeah, you know what? I'd say no. It's not good. I'd say sorry.
I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think what you're trying to say is that an amount of suffering is necessary.
Well, what I'm trying to say is free will creates good. The concept of good. It also creates the concept of suffering or evil.
I don't think that that's true.
It neutrally balances out to some extent.
So are you saying that it's a zero-sum game? There has to be evil or suffering for there to be good? And
yeah.
And if you can't get good if you don't have evil.
Right. But the necessity, you and I already agreed on the necessity of evil, right? You and I have already agreed. You already agreed that that's point 11, right? Free will generates an amount of suffering as a necessary component of its existence. So step 12.
Make a comment on this?
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, because an amount of suffering is necessary, and I can explain this.
Sure.
So if you're going to hurt yourself, let's say you damage your body in any way, shape, or form during a daily activity, you need suffering in order to feel pain, in order to make you aware that you've hurt yourself and that you need to attend to that. So
sure. But from our point of view, Peter, from our point of view,
I'm just saying, while suffering is bad, it's not bad all the time. There are instances in which it is necessary, and I just wanted to clarify
in this sense. What I mean that suffering is something to be avoided. We don't want, if we can choose to not suffer, we should choose to not suffer.
Well, I would then change it to unnecessary suffering.
Suffering's more the suffering and pleasure are the carrot and stick. It leads us away and pushes us.
I'm not arguing any of this, right? I'm not disputing any of this. So the question is,
suffering is necessary.
Any amount of the stuff. We're not. You've already agreed to its necessity, right? That's step number 11. We are agreed that it is necessary. Step number 12 is any amount of suffering is bad. It is preferable to have no suffering rather than any amount of suffering. If you could have a system that was all good and no suffering, that would be the one that you would choose, right?
No.
Okay. So then necessarily you believe that there is an amount of suffering that is good, that you would choose. Suffering makes the product superior, correct?
Yeah, actually, yeah, I would. A hard day's work is better than getting everything that you want in life for free.
It's not about a hard day's work. A hard day's work is not suffering.
Yes, it is. Working back-breaking labor.
I think suffering in the general sense is like human pain, right? So I'm talking about things like starvation and people affected by war, right? Suffering in the general sense, right? Not specifically a hard day's work. I mean, yeah, maybe it's good to earn your keep, right? But we can all agree that not all suffering is.
Yeah, you know what? All suffering is necessary. It is.
We have already agreed. We've already agreed on that it is necessary. You have already admitted that it's good. So you're off the ride at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
And amounts of suffering is good. I guess we're waiting on Missing Mod here, who is.
So, go ahead.
No. I mean, I'm just feeling dead air. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to address Peter. So, he said, if you get hurt, suffering tells you that you're hurt and that you need to go fix yourself.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be better just not get hurt?
Well, what the thing that I meant to say is that, let's say you fall or you hurt yourself just during some activity. Let's say you're growing crops and you hurt yourself with a knife. I mean, it would be better not to hurt yourself, but these things just happen, right?
Sure, but if you could choose to suffer or not suffer, if you could choose for humans to suffer or not suffer, you would choose for them to not suffer.
Well,
this is why I would say we need to say that it's unnecessary suffering.
But I would take the no suffering option, even if the only suffering that existed was necessary suffering, quote unquote. I don't think that any suffering is necessary.
And
I think it's all avoidable.
what I'm saying is, let's say a triomni God exists.
Sure.
He could make a world where we couldn't get hurt.
Exactly.
You know,
that could be the case, but that's a whole different subject.
Well, actually, no. That's the exact point that I'm getting at. Right? Is that the fact that God, seemingly from the theist point of view, right, has not done this, would indicate that God is fundamentally not aligned with any conception that we have of morality. If God is doing specific things to make people suffer on purpose, then God is probably bad.
And in that case, you left out that the Bible also claims that God created evil. So you have to put that in there.
Actually, that's steps 14 through 20 is establishing that fact. Yeah, but we didn't get that far because this is where Noble has to get off, right?
I mean, I don't know why I have to get off.
Well, because you can't agree with the statement. That's the point. Is the trick is that you have to agree to all of the statements, and you can't agree to statement number 12. You agree that you would disagree that any amount of suffering is bad. You think that some amount of suffering is good.
Yeah,
which is fine. We just disagree on that point.
And so this, what is this 20 questions? Is it 20 questions to make sure that I agree with you or the Bible?
No. It's none of that. It's if you can agree with all 20, if you can agree with all 20 questions or with all 20 statements, you get a prize. That's it.
Okay.
There's no trick, right? It's not like this is not a Carney game, right? I'm not tricking you. It's just you get a prize at the end. I want to see if I can get somebody to take all 20 steps.
I have a question, Kim.
Shoot.
Can I lie?
Can you lie
about one of your 20 questions? Because I want a prize.
Sure. I mean, I'm not sure if you're lying. I'm not sure that the prize is going to mean anything to you.
Oh, okay.
But you're more than welcome to take them all if you want to keep going where Noble left off.
No, I'm good. I was just messing around.
Yeah. No, I mean it's fine. I'm more than willing to show off the rest of it. Maybe if Missing Mod gets in here,
I'd like to hear the rest of them.
We'll see. Let me see if Missing Mod is gonna get in here. Somebody poke her in the chat. Missing. Get in here.
She's missing.
Or maybe Oh no, you're fine, man. You want the link, bro? You want to hop in here? I can email it to you. Andrew. Oh, now Missing Mod shows up. Here, Andrew, I'm gonna email you the link. You can apologize if you hop in. I will accept your apology if you hop into this stream. Missing Mod. Let me.
I just realized this is going to get really confusing for me.
Why is that?
Well, my real name is Andrew, so.
Oh, Lamau.
Oh,
yeah. All right, well, hurry up, Missing. Get in here. I want you to play my game. I want to play a game. Come take my Ha ha! Oh yeah? Let's see it. I challenge you to come up here and take the challenge. Maybe I'm the one who wins the prize. Who knows? I'd love to see Missing Mod try to convert me. That would be amazing. If you can successfully convert me, Missing, that'll be a miracle. There's a notch you guys can put on Jesus's belt. Oh my goodness. And Andrew, you also better get in here. Not you, Noble, but the other Andrew.
Yeah.
You did not almost have me converted yesterday. What do you want about? You've not said a remotely convincing thing since we met. But you're more than welcome to try as long as you're respectful. So maybe you should get in the stream already. Stop making us wait for you, Missing. It's a link. All you have to do is click. Hell yeah.
She might
Andrew's
be.
getting on. Let's go. Yeah. Well, you know, we gave you several minutes missing. We've been having a whole conversation. Come on, I love being able to verbally spar with people. Awesome. Like, give me some real competition, man, because I don't think Rob there. Oh, I don't do marriage. That's a religious thing. Sorry. I'm not religious, so I don't do the whole marriage thing. My goodness.
Also, bossing around in a dom sub relationship is a lot more fun than being married.
All right.
Hey. Right.
Hey,
well,
that's my relationship. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. Missing Mod didn't say what type of ring.
Oh, okay. All right. All right, dude. Okay. Let's cool down. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement. I can't believe you just said that on my live stream. Amazing. All right, missing mod, get in here. Get in here.
Missing mod says she's coming. So
Yeah, well,
I take from that she will join here soon, not anything else.
Oh, I sure hope not. We need to keep it.
Yeah, because I'm Dutch. I could mistake that for something.
You could, but we won't, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Because despite the swearing and the picking on people, we have to keep this family friendly for YouTube. At the very least. Okay, this is definitely not made for kids, but it does need to be family friendly.
Yes. But I also wouldn't deprive missing mod of a good feeling.
All right, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm that kind of guy. I like people to experience fun
Peter
and pleasure.
Is looking at disrespectfully, bro. That's crazy.
It's not disrespectful.
Chivalry is dead. Chivalry is dead. Oh my god. It's too funny, man.
And missing mod knows me by now, so I can make a joke. She's not going to be offended.
Well, we'll see when she gets in here how offended she is.
No, she's cool.
Oh my goodness.
I've done worse.
Does anybody have anything quick that we can watch in the meantime to kill the dead air while we wait for missing mod to get in the fucking live stream?
We could watch a song from.
Oh my god! Speak of the devil and she will appear!
Hey.
Jeez.
Missing mod! Finally!
You have?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, good.
I might have to. Let me see if I can turn you up just a little bit.
Quick question, missing mod. Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Okay. I was just kidding about the crying thing. I wasn't crying.
Okay. Just making sure. We want to make sure our guests are doing okay. If you're not having a good day, you don't have to come on here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, we're respectful in this house. Anyway.
Speak for yourself.
About converting me. Let's see.
Are you ready?
Yes. I will
agree to sit through this if you agree to take my 20 paces. We'll exchange an attempt for an attempt. How about that?
20 what? And Peter, I can't convert you.
No.
That's not happening.
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. I'm open.
No. Hold on. You can. If you bring me sufficient evidence, you can. Here. I'm not saying, hey, Andrew, long time no see. Andrew's muted.
Anyway, missing.
Yes.
I will exchange an attempt for an attempt. That's the deal.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I can't really just just try like that. It has to be just a conversation. So.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, I agree to a conversation guided by you. I will answer any questions. I will engage with you as you need me to.
This is the equivalent if you show me
Yeah,
yours.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Well, mine's bigger.
All right. Oh, hey.
Oh,
you know, they say that size matters, so let's see if it's true.
Oh.
Pretty much.
All right.
Pixar didn't happen.
Give me your best shot.
I don't know. Like, what do you want? What do you want to talk about? Faith? Like yesterday,
sure.
or
I mean,
what?
You said that you can convert me, right?
I don't want you to get mad now. Don't be yelling at me.
No. I'm not mad at you.
No.
No
one here is going
I'm
to
Mexican.
get mad.
We're animated.
Okay. Let me think. Where do we start? I don't know. Somebody else needs to start because I can't think.
How about we start with what you believe?
I can help you out.
Well, hold on. How about we start with what you believe, Missing Mod? Let's hear your point of view.
Well, I believe the Bible.
Okay.
I believe that there is a heaven and a hell, and that if you don't get saved, you're going to hell.
Okay.
That's what I believe. And I
when
believe
you say
that
you believe the Bible. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I believe every word of it.
Do you believe that it is inerrant?
That means not wrong, right? Or not? Wait. Say
for the purposes of this conversation, it would mean that it everything contained within it is factual.
Yeah.
Yeah. There are no errors in the Bible.
There are no errors in the Bible. It
I can't argue
describes
that.
reality.
I believe the King James Bible is. Yes, but I can't. Sure. I can't debate that. I can't debate it. So like we can't go there because
debate what? Which version?
The Bible. Yeah, no, just the Bible in general. Like I don't know. You probably know more about what it says than I do. I don't know for sure, but I'm sure.
I mean, we can go with the basics, right? So a great example would be: do you believe that the Exodus literally happened?
Yeah.
Did the Jews come out of Egypt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I were to show you that we have no evidence to show, archaeologically speaking, that
if I was
there
to
was
show
a
you,
Jewish.
we do.
Okay, I would love to see what you have.
Well, I don't have anything like right on hand. Hold on, let me get. Wait. Let me think.
Just
I don't know. I'm not really feeling the spark on that one.
Okay.
Just real quick, Missing Mod. Can I show you one page from the 1635 KJV?
I guess.
I have it highlighted there.
This fucking shit.
And if you don't believe me, this Bible is in Houston in the Bible Museum, open on this particular page, so you can go and check whether or not this is correct. And spoiler, it is.
I believe you.
Thou shalt commit adultery.
About as correct as any other translation, if you ask me.
I kind of believe you because look at the shout. Oh, look at that! Look at that shout. I don't know. It looks like
the long S.
Yeah.
So this is a screenshot from a video reporting on this particular Bible. The Bible exists. It's called. You can Google it. It's called the Wicked Bible. And I think it was the 1635 edition. I'm not entirely sure.
Right. That sounds about right. All right, listen. So
yes,
give me one. Let's talk about something you do feel a spark on. I want to get your absolute best here. I want you to take your absolute best shot.
I just think about it like, where did everything come from? Like you guys say that you've never seen anything created, but it's pretty obvious to me that if everything works so well, with all the symbiotic relationships, it's kind of hard for me to believe that something didn't make it, right? Because we don't even make anything that, Would
you agree with me?
Is this all atheist? Are you guys all atheists?
No, actually, Noble is a theist. He stepped away for a moment. I think him and you would probably disagree on matters of theology, but he is a theist.
Yeah, I thought we were disagreeing yesterday. Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, all right. Would you say that nature is a competitive environment?
Did Mark answer you? Did he say why he canceled his live stream?
Let me check. Nope.
Okay.
Missing. Would you say that nature is a competitive environment?
Yeah.
Okay. In a competitive environment, is it sometimes advantageous to cooperate with other players? If you have common goals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're on the team, right? Same team?
Well, you don't have to be on the same team to work together, right? The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No. If you're working with your enemy, then you're their team. Right? That's the way I look at it.
Not necessarily. I mean, if you have common goals, if you have a common enemy, right? You don't necessarily have to align on everything to align on one thing.
Okay. We'll just go with
like
that.
You and I might align on our political views, right? Just as an example, but we don't align on religious views. So you and I can work together towards a common goal without having to be on the same team on everything.
True. Okay.
Okay. So why is a god necessary to explain that some species on Earth work symbiotically instead of just that it's advantageous to their survival? Because the common goal of nature is to survive and reproduce.
Yeah, but my whole question is, where did it come from? Like, where'd the whole competition come from? That's where I'm going with it.
What do you mean? It comes from just things existing in nature.
And then like animals' instincts, you know? I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay,
I feel like I'm not able to.
I can answer that one because I do a show on this stuff. So, animal instincts have evolved because it's advantageous to the survival of the species.
Yeah.
And so things that are advantageous will be passed on because if you have a good explanation for this is and I forgot the name where we see things that aren't really the things that we're seeing.
You know what's funny?
Out, Kim.
When I see
let's say
hold on, Peter.
what
are you saying?
You know what's funny to me? Whenever I see like people try to use monkeys or like, oh look, this monkey pushed this button or painted this painting, and it's like that's how they're evolving like us, and it's like, dude, they do that for food, right?
I don't. Yeah. Hold on. My example came from there, but we still have it. It's called pareidolia.
Yeah.
And pareidolia is when you see a pattern. And the very easy thing is that an emoji, it's a circle with two eyes and a stroke in it, and you see a face. You see two small circles and a stroke. You will see a face. You will see eyes and a mouth, right? That's pareidolia. And pareidolia is
an emoji is a thing that's drawn on purpose. Pareidolia is
hold on. Let me explain. Pareidolia is advantageous to your survival, which developed in apes, and we still have it. If you're in the forest in late at night and you see something that resembles a predator, whether or not that is a predator is irrelevant. But if you flee, you're at least not going to get killed, so you will survive. So this particular thing will be passed on to your children, who will then also have the ability to survive because they can recognize a specific pattern. That is what we call pareidolia.
Yeah.
So
missing mod, have you ever looked at a house that kind of looked like a face?
No, but I look at cars that kind of look like faces.
Okay, that's a perfect example, right? So that's pareidolia in action. That's you seeing a human or a property of a human or a living thing, right? Something that in nature might exist in things that are obviously not meant to look that way. So that's the lizard brain, right? That at some point somebody developed the ability to do this, and it was advantageous for their survival. So they were more likely to reproduce, and other portions of them. Well, you know what I mean. The parts of our brain is where this happens, right?
Okay, hear me out. I have something to add.
Okay.
Right. We have the right side of our brain. We have the left side of our brain. We have the lizard brain. Sounds like a trinity to me.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. Left brain, right brain stuff is not exactly right. But you do have a point in saying that the brain is broken up into multiple different pieces, right?
Yeah.
And they all do different things. But yeah, like those animal instincts, right? That we as humans no longer really need because we've adapted to our environment really well by making technology out of our environment.
I think it's more like symmetry, right? Like you see a car with two headlights and with
there's an example for you.
Like the mouth.
There's an example for you. A church.
But that's not
church
intended,
of the benevolent. Right? That's
but I don't want to mate with it. I don't want to mate with it, right? Like I'm not thinking about that.
Pareidolia is not just a mate finding response. It responds to predators. No. It's a pattern seeking behavior that our brain has, right? And to the human eye, that looks kind of like a duck.
That's cute.
Or kind of like
it looks like a bird.
But it's not something. Why would God
it's not
put that in the
not a duck. It's not a duck. It's the church of the confused chicken.
God didn't do that. God didn't do that. People did that. Right
no. But the
this is just perspective. What you're seeing in that picture is just perspective that is forming pareidolia for human beings because we now
it's about
recognize
the
a chicken.
For that missing mod. It's not about the object itself.
I think pareidolia is more with nature, isn't it? Like clouds and such.
No,
it works on all sorts of things.
It works with everything.
Yeah, it works in everything. Our brains are just wired up in such a way that we seek out patterns, right?
Mm-hmm. Wired, you say? By who?
Yeah, in a metaphorical sense. This is just how the brain works. This is how we observe the brain to work.
You think time made your eyeball? I mean, come on.
And then
if you have time so complex, why didn't?
Hold on, Peter. This time is not like a thing. Right, this is a label that we apply to a natural phenomenon that we experience. Right, so time is not an agent that does things. We see that
friend said that it was the other day, yesterday, whatever her name or their name is out in the chat.
Yeah, Jazz. Right, but I'm not. I don't agree with her on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So time is not like a thing that exists discretely. It's a thing that we experience and that we have labeled. Time is not an agent that moves and does things, but we do observe, right, that in earlier life forms, there were less developed versions of what we now have as eyes, right? That this stuff developed at some point. We
observe even more, Cam. So when it comes to the eye, at this moment, there are organisms on the planet that have every single step needed to get to our eye. So when you look at unicellular organisms, they have a spot that is light sensitive. So that's the part where it starts. And then when you get to multicellular organisms, you can have several cells whose only function is to respond to light and dark. And then you get over time, it evolves into seeing more than just light and dark. You can see shapes within the light.
Yeah. And there are even organisms, on top of having every step sort of laid out that we can see it in nature individually, there are organisms on the planet that have better eyesight than us, that can see more than we can. We don't even have the most advanced eyes in nature.
Yes.
Yeah, but what does that? I mean, what does that matter? You know.
Well, it would indicate, right, that there was no design, because there doesn't seem to be a connecting thread here that would indicate a modus operandi for a designer. None of this looks designed.
Okay, because I think that Kent's example of the octopus and the human eye is a perfect example of design, because the eye is backwards on an octopus, or not backwards, but there's something is behind. I don't know. See, I don't know the words like to use. I can't debate.
I can help you. I can help you. I can steel man your argument. So, in an octopus, the nerve runs at the back of the eye. In humans, it runs in front of the eye, which causes the humans to have a blind spot. Every human has a blind spot. So the argument is that if we were designed, we shouldn't have that blind spot. Our brain makes up for that. which is another amazing thing. No, but this is Ken's argument. This is
Have you ever shot a gun before?
I have several.
Hold on. So Ken's argument is that because the octopus lives in the sea, it needs better eyesight because it's harder to see underwater. This has nothing to do with the design argument. It's just a deflection.
Well, anyway, I want to hear what Missing Mod has to say, Peter, because she's saying that that's not what she was getting.
I'm just steel manning Ken's argument. That's Ken's argument.
I think he said that backwards, anyways, because I think the octopus is out. I don't know. Anyway, either way, it's because the octopus is underwater and we're not. Right. So we get
that would indicate that octopi have adapted to their environment over time. The octopi that we see now are the most adapted version of the octopi currently alive because they had all of the adaptations necessary to survive.
If I may, why then do fish also living in the ocean have the same eye type as ours with a blind spot, not like a cephalopod type eye?
That's a good
point. Even though they live in the same environment.
I don't know that for sure. All I do know
that's a counter argument to Ken's argument.
Yeah,
but either way, I mean, the eye is pretty complex. We've never even made a camera that good. And anyway,
that is not true. That is absolutely untrue.
Actually,
show me one as good as my freaking eyesight.
I can show you one that's better. The James Webb Telescope that's currently up in orbit.
Yeah,
it can actually what is it? That is what it is.
No,
that is.
I'm not going with that.
Fancy camera.
It's not better than our. It's not better than our eye. I don't mean like
it can see much more than our eye can. It can see at a much higher resolution. It can see stuff way further than we can.
Yeah.
It can see wavelengths we can't see.
Yeah.
I don't want no space telescopes. Okay.
Your iPhone.
No, but it's still.
Stop, Peter. Stop, Peter. Your cell phone can see better than you can. Your cell phone can see infrared light. You cannot.
It can't see better than I can. I can actually.
It absolutely can. Take any infrared TV remote and point it at your camera, and you're gonna
have a good time, and then take a picture of it, and then tell me if it looks the same as when you were standing there. I mean, come on.
Your cell phone camera can see wavelengths that you cannot. I can see more light.
I have peripheral vision too. Plus, it never runs out. Like my batteries don't run out.
Missing.
They do, but
you're completely missing my point. Your cell phone camera can see more than your eye can.
You need to quit smoking so your eyes will come open a little better, because I think that's the problem. I don't know.
Could you respond to what I'm saying instead of deflecting and insulting me?
No,
I asked you to be respectful. I'm trying to keep this
respectful. Missing Mod, can you see infrared light?
No.
Your cell phone.
Okay, so your eyes are worse than a cell phone camera.
Yeah, because your cell phone can't. If you take any,
you guys are freaking ungrateful. Come on.
Missing. Take any infrared TV camera. Oh, sorry, TV remote. Point the IR thing, right? The point at the front that sends the LED. Point it at your cell phone camera while it's on, and you will see it blinking on screen. But when you look at that diode, you can't see it blinking. That's your cell phone camera capturing infrared light that you cannot see.
Is there some reason that we need to see that to survive? Do we need to see that?
No, and that's why we didn't develop that ability.
Hold on.
Clearly, our environment did not pressure us towards infrared light.
I can't even keep plans, right? Like I can't even remember doctor's appointments. You think I want to think of something else to evolve better? I mean, come on.
That's how evolution works. Evolution works via selection pressures. Your environment changes, so your hold on. The environment changes, so species adapt to that environment, right? Hey, there are no major selection pressures currently present on humanity.
Let me say something real quick.
Sure.
Like, let's not take this that serious, right? Because I'm gonna freaking troll you if you don't stop. Like, relax. We're just chilling. I'm not a scientist. I'm a high school dropout. Okay.
No, same. I'm a double dropout. I dropped out of both high school and college. Right.
Well, you don't sound
we're having a civil discussion. Well, because I've educated myself on
and I can feel you're getting, and see, that's me too. I'm starting to like take personal shots and stuff, and I don't like doing that, right? Like I want to be friends and like have a good time.
Yeah,
I don't want to argue.
We can be civil and respectful. We're not screaming. Nobody's fighting. It's just that when when you don't respond to what I'm saying, and instead you deflect and you call me a stoner or whatever, and use that as like that's not an argument. Telling me that I have to stop smoking so I can open my eyes is not an argument.
I mean, I can't buy the whole camera is better than our eyesight. You
can physically see it. You can observe that reality. That is a demonstrable fact that your cell phone camera sees more kinds of light than you can.
Did you know when you look at someone that you love, your eyes dilate?
Right, I'm gonna.
That's an emotional response. I'm gonna interrupt seeing something that you're familiar with.
Ken, I'm going to interrupt here because I can see we're getting heated, and we're getting heated over silly.
I'm not heated.
Definitions.
Yeah, I thought we just worked that out.
Yeah, I'm not heated. Nobody's heated.
Well,
you are a very fast talker. I'll tell you that.
Well, I have to cover a lot of. What's up?
I didn't realize that You're very smart too. I didn't realize that the last.
I appreciate that. I would consider myself pretty dumb comparatively.
How many debates have you done?
That's the first one. Other than the stuff I did in school. I did take a debate. That was my first formal debate after high school. Yeah.
Wow. Can you guys hear me okay? Because I don't know.
Yeah, you're fine.
In all fairness, Missing
Did
Mod,
great.
I
really appreciate that.
Missing Mod, I think you're pretty smart too, because in order to do the things that you do, even if you're deflecting or the trolling at some point, that requires intelligence. Yeah. Stupid people cannot do that. So
I mean, if you can
when it comes to intelligence,
I think you're pretty smart.
Just hold on. With intelligence, it's just how are you going to apply it? And I think you're smart enough to understand everything about evolution. All it would take for you to just commit and learn a few things about it. I'm 100% convinced that given a little bit of time and a little bit of study, I could convince you that evolution is a fact. And I'm not even an expert on the matter.
To piggyback off of that, I will actually give you, Missing Mod, that it is a horrifically complicated conversation, right? Like evolution is a very complex topic of discussion with a lot of moving parts that you can't really understand until you've dissected it fully. I get it. I'm still learning things about evolution. Me and Andrew had a stream yesterday that you were in where I was learning stuff that I had never studied up on or read. It's stuff that I didn't know, right? The key is always being open to learning new things.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I'm honest. I'll admit if I'm wrong. If it makes sense to me. Sure.
Know? And the first step of that is education, is educating yourself. Going out there and looking for the information.
Not
in love with that.
Missing Mod.
What do you mean?
Hold on. The missing sense thing is something you need to ditch, because sometimes things can make sense to us and they're completely wrong, which is another thing that I could demonstrate to you pretty easily.
Okay.
Well, I think it's important to understand the topic before you take a position on it, right? It's important to
some things in science do not make sense to us. They only make sense when you dive into it and you figure out.
But before you dive into it, you shouldn't. If you don't know anything about it, you shouldn't take a position on it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, I'm hold on there, Kim. Let's Flat Earth. They have. I've been told they have this model. I don't need to know anything about the model to know that model is garbage.
See, that's
right, but because you know the physics.
How do you know
the Earth?
How can you choose? How are you critically thinking if you don't look at both?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's bullshit. Like and if it's wrong, then it's wrong. That's all you got to do is just look. You can't say that.
I don't have to know. What I'm saying is I don't have to know the details of the model to know that the Earth is not flat.
That's what you think, though. See, and if it's so absurd, then you would take a look at it and then just put that in the back of your mind.
In the spirit of honesty, that's what I did. I said, "Oh, wait, some people think the Earth is flat. Let's see what they have to say." I saw their model. I looked at their math, and I said, "No, this doesn't add up."
Because everybody else says, "Oh, I looked at it, it was trash." So thank you for admitting that.
Yeah,
that's really big of you. Not you, Phantom.
Oh,
because he admitted that he hasn't looked at it, and I appreciate that because no one else says that. They all say, "Oh, I looked at it; it was bullshit." And it's like you looked at it's a lie. Most of the time, it's a lie.
More than one documentary.
I did a show for 2 years debunking Flat Earth. A weekly show.
You have to interact with an idea before you.
Damn, you were wrong. No.
Take a position on it.
No, Missing Mod.
What? I'm joking. I'm just joking.
I know.
Hey, I'm open to it. I'm open to whatever. Like facts.
Yeah, observable reality. Things that we can all see and verify.
Missing Mod knows me far too well. She will say a sentence, realize that I can completely twist that to fit my stupid brain, and then she will clarify it. I love that.
See, most of the time I know what you guys are thinking. not like that.
I don't know that that's true, but
well, okay. But
I think you have an idea of what
Missing Mod knows what I'm thinking, because I think Missing Mod sometimes is thinking exactly the same thing. Because
no, hell no.
Yes.
We all know what you're thinking about, Peter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't change.
It doesn't change for any of you.
I mean, I had a history teacher. I don't recall anything he taught me about history, but in every class I had with him, he would use one thing, and that would be "a dirty mind is a joy forever." And that stuck with me. That's become my life motto. It just works.
That's fair.
I never think like that, ever.
You do.
No, I don't.
I've seen you think like that.
Yeah, you did it in my chat yesterday.
What?
Evidence.
Yeah.
Evidence, Missing Mod.
Implying that me and my big sister are in a relationship somehow.
No. Oh, gosh, that wasn't about sex. Well, I guess that would technically be. I was just assuming.
Dating. I think you did it in this
Why
one.
would you? You
Talking
like her,
about
though,
the
don't
meat
you?
room. She's
you
my
like her?
sister.
Oh, the meat room is Mark's meat room. So if I was talking dirty, it was about Mark, probably.
Yeah, she's my sister, and she's essentially married. So I don't even think she likes men, like, at all.
I mean, in some parts of the southern United States, that's not necessarily a thing.
I am proud to say that I live above the Mason-Dixon line.
Ding, 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 ding.
I have lived south of the Mason-Dixon line, but I no longer do so.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, Missing Mod, do you have anything else for me in your attempt to convert me?
Jeez, no, I guess I lied pretty much.
Well, no worries.
No. So hold on. This is the thing. So lying is saying something on purpose, knowing that it's wrong, and saying it anyway. I don't think you lied. No, I think you were confident.
I think you had a genuine belief.
Confident.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's not lying, because I hate people who lie. And I've had an argument with Missing Mod at some point, where we had a very strong disagreement. She's now shown me that, okay, this is not the case. This was just a trolling a little, and I can accept that. If I were to catch you on a lie, Missing Mod, we would no longer be friends. And so I don't see this as a lie.
Oh, okay.
Just to clarify things.
Thank you.
I do have a question on something you mentioned earlier. You said faith.
Yeah.
You mentioned faith.
Oh, are we going to get into that?
So why do you
the hated word faith?
Oh, it's not hated.
Okay, I'm just asking, why do you think faith is a good pathway to discovering reality?
Well, I'm not trying to discover reality. I just have faith.
Or confirm reality.
Because what else would you do? Like, if I wrote a book right now, and 5,000 years from now, somebody's reading it, they would have to have faith that I was telling the truth, right? Or they'd have to have faith in whatever I was writing.
Why?
Not necessarily.
Why? Well, I mean, why not? Yeah. If the Bible is telling us. Well, I mean, I don't know how you could. right? Like,
you gotta have faith.
That's why it's called a freaking faith.
Hold on.
It's called a faith.
We would check the same way that historians do, by looking at everything that was happening around you.
Oh, you mean like Bible scholars and stuff?
No, like historians.
I mean, think about that.
How do we know?
Hold
on. How do we know that anything in the past happened? We have historical evidence for it.
But think about that. You know, how many freaking people have been to Bible college, and there still is scholars out there that are studying the book. I mean, what in the hell do you think they're doing? You think they're all that stupid that they're studying a book that isn't real or it's not true?
No.
I mean, the mathematical perfection of it is proof to me. But
okay.
Not just that.
Well, hold on.
But
hold
everybody,
on.
hey,
Nobody,
wait. All the names in the book, every name from the beginning, tell the definitions of the name tell the Bible story. I mean, what's the chances of that? It's amazing.
It's pretty high that the people who wrote the Bible wrote it with specific intention. Yeah, I think they were trying to compile a very compelling story. That's what a religion is.
Yeah, I think it's badass. I think there's a lot of things about it that you guys don't even know.
No. I love
just
talking
the book
about
alone
the
to me
esoterica and the dude. I'm working on an entire fiction project dedicated to the Christian mythology. I think it's awesome.
Why?
Why? Because I think it's a really compelling story.
Why?
There's a lot of emotional weight attached to that.
Why in the world have you made it any goal at all in your life to destroy the faith of a Christian ever? Why would you do that? What would you call it? What would you call it?
What would I call what?
Because faith is the most important part about the faith. Right? Like you have to have faith.
By definition, that's what religious belief is. It's faith.
Yeah, exactly. So what's wrong with that? Why can't I have faith? Why are you trying to build some kind of thing where you're going to take somebody's faith down? I mean, that's not what it is.
It's a stop.
It is.
No, Peter, stop. Hold on. Are you aware of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, the fiction series?
No, just assume that I'm not. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's a very popular teenager book, right? And it's about a kid named Percy who exists in a world where the Greek mythology, the ancient Greek mythology, the gods Zeus and Poseidon and Hera and all of these gods are real, right? And interact with humans in the real world. Is that like an aggressive takedown of the Greek mythology?
Well, I don't really want to give my take on it, but I think.
Well, I mean, because that's what I'm doing, right? I'm telling a story within the context of Christian mythology.
Most of the time, I am joking most of the time.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm trying to have a conversation. I want to take you seriously.
I was reading the private chat.
Can I take this one? Bad. Can I take this one? Because actually, what she said is what I am doing, and I've got a good reason for that.
Well, that's not my problem, guys. Not you, but we are all very autistic and don't know when you're joking, Missing Mod. Well, what do you want me to do? Change? I mean,
No, anyway. You need to stay true to yourself, because if you're going to change, you're going to be a caricature of yourself, and you're no longer real. So don't.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. You said, why are we trying to destroy your faith? I don't think that is what we're doing, although it kind of is. And I'll explain this. In your life.
For sure.
Yes. In your life, wouldn't you like to believe as much true things and as little false things as possible?
Well, of course. Don't we all?
Great. So if I see something that you believe that I can demonstrate to be wrong, would it then not be compassionate for me to tell you about this, to try and let you see things from a different perspective in order to make you see that what you believe is wrong?
Well, why can't you show me the scientific facts? Why do you got to try to take the Bible down? No,
because the Bible is your claim.
Hey, I also
so taking the Bible down is also a strong thing. My favorite Bible scholar still is Francesca Stavrokopoulou, who is an atheist,
irreverently
also
funny,
but also she has respect for the Bible, thinks it's a great book, thinks everyone should read it. So her approach is a lot different from what you see of atheists online. And it's one of the things why.
Nope. You said they were an atheist. Okay.
Yeah, she's an atheist.
But to be clear, most biblical historians are Christian.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're not inerrantists like you are, right? But they are Christians.
What the hell is that?
An inerrantist is someone who believes that the Bible is inerrant.
Oh, okay.
So many it is a common position with biblical scholars that some or most of the Bible is mythological, meaning it didn't actually happen. These are oral traditions that are passed down.
My experience is I didn't grow up in church, right? Like I wasn't reading the Bible every weekend and doing Bible studies and stuff. I don't know, right? Like I've never read the whole thing myself, but I've had an experience, which is not evidence, right? So it's really hard for me to explain, especially when I have.
I mean, it's not externally communicable evidence, to be sure.
Yeah,
I would go on a limb and say that I believe you that you did have that experience. There's just no way you can prove it, so I'm not interested in like debunking it.
Exactly. That's why I'm telling you, like, I'm not that great at arguing, so I just kind of like chill out and wait for the spirit to say something, and if he doesn't, he doesn't, right?
Right.
I don't know, and I know that sounds silly to everybody else, but you'll see. It'll get in there somehow.
Noble.
I'd just like to say something from my perspective as someone who does also believe, but believes not in the same way. Faith. Faith needs to be challenged to strengthen it. Steel sharpens steel. And if you meet their challenge and come out wiser and come out better, then I'd see it as a positive to your faith.
Yeah, but not everybody is like that, right? Yeah. Not everybody's had an experience where they can't be, their mind can't be changed, So I mean that kind of concerns me because it's like, well, why? The Christians aren't spending time like, well, Kent Hovind is trying to take science or evolution down anyway. Let's just say that, but for the most part, Christians are just chilling, right? They're supposed to give you the gospel and that's it. If you don't want it, don't take it. You guys are spending actual time and energy on trying to change Christians' mind, and it just isn't going to happen.
So I'm actually going to step in and forcefully rebuke that. That is really just not true, and it's absolutely not the case that Christians are just chilling, and especially this isn't the case in the United States, right? Okay. Where at least half of the body politic in the United States actively votes for religious reasons. And that I would say is you are trying to impose, and hold on, you are, regardless of the effects, right? You are actively trying to impose your will.
It's been great so far.
Yeah, well, what the
hell? It's given us all a great life.
Hold on. Regardless of any effects, good or bad,
things are getting worse now.
Listen to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Regardless of what effect it has had, you have effectively imposed your worldview and your logical presuppositions onto the socio-political discussion, right? Because at least half of the American body politics, the body politic, assumes that God exists and then derives all of their political positions from that. That is dangerous.
Anybody that's ever struggled in life assumes God exists. Okay, nope. Like that. Yeah.
No,
okay.
I don't.
Well,
no,
I can tell you right now. You can get rid of the Bible. You can get rid of the Bible. You can do whatever you want to. You can have it all your way. But when someone is suffering, they're always going to look to a higher power. It's just the way it is.
I don't do that.
What the hell are you?
I'm living proof of that.
Okay.
I don't do that.
Well,
missing mod. You say it has all
like
missing mod.
You say
I'm sorry.
Missing mod. You say it's all been great.
Being homeless, being incarcerated, both of which I've done.
See, being incarcerated, that's a good one. Sorry, Peter, what were you saying?
You said it's all been great. I would love to invite you, and we can do this on air or off air. I don't care. No, we can't do this on air because I'm going to get a copyright strike. I would love to watch the documentary series Shiny Happy People with you. See whether or not whether or not the negative effects of
Christianity on real living people,
especially because you are a woman. If you see the abuse these women take on a daily basis, women and little girls. It starts with the little girls.
Well, that's
then you
not
cannot
me.
say
That's not.
Well, no, but that's Christianity. Hold on, time out.
Thing that you are subscribing
let me finish.
To. That is the thing that you promote.
No,
Cam, let me finish. This is Christianity, and this is a large part of Christianity in the U.S.
Well, how were they abusing them? Was it a cult? I mean, what was going on there?
Yes,
I mean,
sure. It's not
any other form of Christianity is a cult or high control group.
See, right? Now stop. Stop. Now that's offensive, right? Like that's offensive. Because I ain't in no damn cult.
When we're talking about a cult, we're talking about something that high control group, right? And a cult doesn't have to be religious, right? Nexium was one, right? We understand that there are non-religious
assholes manipulating people, right? Dumb people. So, I mean, that's going to happen.
No,
you can't blame that on Christianity.
People.
Of course, they're going to use religion because they can say this thing that you can't see is controlling me, right? Or telling me or giving me a message. I mean, hello, that's the perfect friggin'
cults do not indoctrinate dumb people. Cults indoctrinate normal people, everyday people of all kinds of intellect. All sorts of people fall prey to these things.
Well, no.
Can I
for being exploited.
Kim, hold on. Can I give you an example, Missing Mom?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you believe the Bible, right? Does the Bible say that you as a woman have to submit to your husband as he submits to Christ?
Yes.
Do you think that's a good thing?
I would love that myself, but
okay, now let me ask you a question. I said this before. I think you're an intelligent woman. Would you like to be less human than your husband? You need to submit to him. You can't question him. You're not allowed to think. You're not allowed to question his actions. You just have to submit.
Well, that depends on what kind of husband
what you would want,
right?
No.
Because not all of them are that way. Not all.
Peter, I don't think
it's not about the husband
questioning because this is all a matter of
hold on. It's not about the husband. It's about the rule that you need to follow. That rule is abuse to every woman because it makes you a second-rate human being, and that rule should not be there. I think, and we might disagree on a lot of things, and we do. But I think that you are still my equal. You're not lesser than me because you're a Christian. You're not lesser than me because you're a woman. Your voice is equally important than mine is. I think that that's one of the things that the Bible gets catastrophically wrong.
In Canada, they voted that guy in. Women voted in the guy that's up there, who I don't know if they call him the president or what. Yes, because he's handsome.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's stupid, right? Like that's a stupid thing to do.
Sure. Does that make women in general stupid?
That our brains
men
work
do the
different.
same thing.
Does that make women in general stupid? Stop.
No, I didn't say they were stupid. I'm saying that our brains aren't meant to do that kind of stuff. Right, like our minds are thinking of different things, right? Like that's why I'm thinking football team. Like if I'm thinking a football team to win, it's because the quarterback is hot.
Let me ask you a question. Do you believe that women should have the right to vote?
And these are voting women.
I can explain this.
Yeah, guys. Because I want to keep my rights. Thank you.
Do you think that the right to vote should be taken from other women?
No. I didn't say that.
So what are you getting?
Saying that's
because it sounds like you're saying women vote stupidly.
We should let men do that. Well, that's proof, right? Would you freaking vote a guy in? Doesn't he suck? I mean,
I would chalk that up. Hold on, I would chalk that up to the Canadian establishment not properly educating people on what they do. These are people who are low information voters because the media has put them into that.
I can explain.
I don't think it has to do with men or women. It has to do with people.
I can explain this. It is easier if you just explain it because it's not just women. Men do the exact same thing.
That's what I just said.
And this is easily explained because you will want to see more of that which is pleasing to the eye, which is an evolutionary thing because this is how you get your partner, and this works through in
it's marketing, it's optics,
levels of society. If these are
have a
guy
who are manufacturing,
Kem, hold on,
yes,
Kem, hold on. If you have a guy who needs a secretary, 9 out of 10 times this guy will choose the pretty one over the ugly one if they are equal in their abilities.
For a secretary, right? Like, that's not a leader or somebody that's picking a leader.
They would do the same thing when they're voting. So I don't know if you've caught this, but Mexico
if pretty women
just
ran
elected.
For office,
hold on.
As often as pretty men do.
Kim, Mexico just elected a female president, the first one.
What? Oh boy!
Not a bad looking. Hold on. Not a bad looking woman. Finland had a prime minister.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
A very young prime minister, very good looking prime minister, who also did good. But those things help.
That was recent.
Oh boy.
Yes,
like
that was
hours
recent.
ago.
So you're telling me the world's falling apart, basically.
No.
Look, I ran a household. I ran a household.
No, why do you think Why do you think that women are fundamentally inferior to men?
Kim, hold on. I wasn't finished. So this isn't the world falling apart. This is where we need education so people can put things that look beautiful aside and look at the actual facts, which a lot of people at this point are no longer doing. They take their information from YouTube
and marketing. This is all political. This is part of the political theater, right?
Throw monarchy.
Well, would you vote for me to be president?
Shut up, Noble. Shut up, Noble. I'm not going to have any of your dirty imperialism and my authoritarianism in my fucking chat. We're not doing this.
I want to answer. I want to answer Missing Mod.
No masters.
Kim, hold on. I want to answer Missing Mod. If you had good qualifications and if you showed good leadership, and if you knew what you were doing, I would vote. I would definitely vote for you if that was in the interest not just of me, but of people in general. Yes, why wouldn't I?
I could just be on the left and be an atheist. You would vote for me.
No, it's not just because it's not just being on the left and being an atheist.
What does being an atheist and being on the left have to do with each other?
Hold on. Hold on. I need to make this. Kim, hold on. I need to make this point. It has nothing to do with being on the left or being an atheist. What makes a good leader is that you keep the well-being of the people that you are supposed to lead in mind and do the best for them and hurt the least amount of people. So
yeah,
you can't do right for everyone.
And doing these things does not require you being a man. Do right for the majority and make sure that those people who have less opportunities in life, that those people get more opportunities, and make sure that those who have all the opportunities, that they share some with the one who never got opportunities. Okay, well, and now we diverge politically. And now we diverge politically.
We're talking about, no, she asked if I would vote for her as a leader. And she had to be a leftist and an atheist. Yeah. No, I mean, my best friend is a Christian. I'm not holding the Christian part against him because he's a decent human being, and we think alike when it comes to how the world should be run. So it has nothing to do with religion. I want to address something that
Missing Mod said. Missing Mod, being an atheist and being on the left politically have nothing to do with each other.
No,
and I am living proof of that. I am an atheist and I am on the right politically.
You are?
Yes, I'm a libertarian. I'm necessarily.
Oh yeah, I've seen that flag behind you. I don't know if that's what that means, but
well, the Gadsden flag is the commonly associated symbol, right, of "Leave me the hell alone," and the other
we have to educate Kim too. So it's
no. I'm sorry, dude. Any sober read of political theory will lead you to libertarianism. The state is always the problem.
No.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan, may his grave forever be a gender-neutral bathroom, said one thing correct, and when he said that the scariest words.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you that the state might be the problem for a lot of things.
The state is always the problem.
In the United States.
Yeah.
When you're living in the United States,
you can hear. No.
When
it works in
when
Europe
you're
too.
living in the United States, there are other countries where people are a lot happier. There are statistics about this.
I don't care. I don't care about human happiness. I care about what is right.
Whoa. Wow.
I don't care. I don't care if the correct moral system brings about better happiness. I care about freedom. The top of my
rejecting. You are
rejecting cold hard facts, Kim.
I don't know. I don't care. This is my value structure. Freedom, number one, then human happiness.
So you could be a Christian by tonight.
That makes you equal to a young Earth. Hold on, that makes you equal to a young Earth creationist. No, you do realize that, right?
Absolutely not. Being religious necessarily means that you do not believe in freedom.
If you're going to ignore evidence,
unaccountable, and unelected.
Hold on.
No.
What evidence is?
Did you vote for God?
No.
Okay, so then you don't have a say in who rules over you, right?
Why?
Establish the monarchy.
No,
I do have a say. I can vote.
You can vote for God?
Because no, but I mean, ruler. I can vote for the president.
No. I'm talking about your ultimate ruler as a spiritual being, right? You have an ultimate ruler, which is God. That is the top of the mountain.
I wouldn't want anyone else.
Right, but the fact that you don't have a choice in the matter means that your faith is fundamentally against freedom. Because you don't have any other.
I'm going to mess with.
What the hell are you talking about? You go to the absolute extremes on everything.
Yeah,
when it comes to God,
okay.
But you just said you don't. Yeah. What?
Missing Maud, are you supporting Biden?
Hell no.
So you're going against God?
No. Wait. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Sorry.
Biden's a Catholic.
It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible that whoever is in charge in a country, God has put them there.
Well, you're right.
Respect.
You're right.
And you should support Biden.
You're right.
Because God put him in charge.
There's no authority but from God. You're right. And then if you get a bad leader, that's because you're being judged for some reason. So I think that might be our situation. Well, I don't know. I don't pay attention to what Biden is doing, but I hear about it.
I think the particular chapter says that God will choose the best leader for you.
To what your leaders do, what your elected representatives do, because that is important.
That's what men are for.
No,
you
that's
guys
what
pay
humans are
attention
for.
and tell me about it.
No. This is not a male thing. This is not a female thing. This is a human thing. All of them together. We all form the body politic.
I don't want to think
your
about
vote
that,
and your voice is just as important as anybody else's.
Right. I'd just like to say.
Absolutely. And why do you think otherwise?
It's only important because I'm, a girl. And guys aren't listening anyways. They'll just say yes.
No.
Yes,
listen. It's important because you're a human being and your opinion matters. You should have a say in the structure that governs your nation.
I get that, and I do.
I'm going to say it out loud. Missing Maud would so benefit of a dom-sub relationship.
Oh, dude! Come on, man. Let's not go there.
She's constantly saying this is what men are for. She wants men to tell her what to do.
Let's not make sexual comments about our.
That's not true.
It's not sexual. It's not a sexual.
What do you mean?
I don't let anybody. I don't let anybody tell me what to do.
No. Right? Hold on.
That's why I always say you got a relationship.
No, Peter.
Is not always entirely sexual.
We're done. I will time you out if you don't stop talking about this.
Ooh.
No, I'm going to put my
foot. It's not sexual.
I don't care. Please stop talking about it.
Man,
this is not the time or place, dude.
That's interesting.
Time and place.
Well, now
this is not an after dark stream. We need to.
My show's going to be starting soon, so I can't stay much longer. I only got 20 minutes, but
we've been going for over 2 hours here.
Hey, but you did great earlier.
I appreciate.
So for your first freaking time, I can't believe it. Are you going to debate Kent?
No, I would not waste my time with Kent Hovind.
Come on, what the hell?
No,
that's the goal.
Not. Absolutely not. It's not the goal.
You could do it. You could do it. It would be easy.
I don't want to. No.
Look, that's a child attitude to have about it.
No, I just don't think Kent Hovind has anything meaningful to say, and I don't think that there's anything meaningful to be gained from a conversation with him.
He does.
Kent Hovind has demonstrated himself repeatedly to be an unreasonable person.
You're not the one gaining anything. It's the audience.
Yeah,
That's
no, I don't think there's anything that I could say to Kent Hovind that hasn't been said a million times. There's nothing new I bring to this table because Kent Hovind has nothing new.
And you will, and you have multiple different platforms to address the exact same audience.
Person who does evil things, and I do not want to associate myself with him.
Evil. What's evil to you?
What's evil to me is things that I don't like, things that I don't think are right.
Oh,
I am a moral subjectivist.
I don't like frogs. Are they evil?
If you want to think that they're evil, you can think that they're evil.
They don't even have teeth.
Chris Jones.
Okay, your estimation of what evil is independent of mine. I think that things are evil subjectively for the same reason that you think evil things are subjective. Subjective.
If we all thought like you did, then
I don't want everybody to think the way I do.
Well, then why
I don't need everybody to think the way I do, because I think that these people.
You're doing this because you don't want to believe. That's the thing. I
do this because I think that dangerous ideas should not exist unchallenged. Someone should go on the record to challenge them officially. That's what I did with Rob.
You think?
I don't care who watches. I don't care who doesn't watch. I don't do this for the attention or the money. I do this because I see bad ideas, and I don't think that they should exist unchallenged. Someone should say something about bad ideas.
That's weird that you wouldn't challenge Kent's. What?
I think that everything that Kent has said has already been challenged. I have.
What if you're the one? What if you're the one that says something that?
No, I'm not going to. Kent Hovind is a fucking clown, and no one is ever going to convince that guy because he doesn't want to be convinced.
Well, that's rude.
He demonstrates it himself with his actions and the way that he talks to people. He doesn't argue in good faith. He doesn't agree on definitions. He's a slippery, slimy worm of a guy who doesn't. You can't get him to sit still for 5 minutes to ask him a question, and he won't give you a straight answer. He's not interested in being convinced. He's interested in preaching, and I'm not doing that.
It's not supposed to be you and him convincing each other. It's supposed to be a debate, right?
Yeah, again, all of Kent Hovind's ideas have been debated. Everything that he has ever said has been responded to publicly by 1 million people. I don't need to add my voice to that.
Easy win.
It's not about wins. It's not about winning.
Oh, okay.
It's not about winning.
You're both missing the point. You're both missing the point when it comes to Kent Hovind.
Oh, here we go.
Yes, Kent Hovind is irrelevant, and it's worse.
I doubt that.
The reason Kent Hovind is still around is because he needs money, he wants more money, he wants more property, and the only way to get that is to fool people who fall for his lies. If you make Kent Hovind less and less relevant, i.e. not debate him anymore, his finances will dry up. Less people will become a victim at Dinosaur Adventureland because people are taken advantage of when they go there. They're being used and abused, and that needs to stop. This is why people should no longer. This is why people should no longer. Hold on. This is why people should no longer debate Kent Hovind. If you want to address his audience, there are multiple platforms where you can do that.
So you aborted the mission.
Period.
You aborted the gonna go for it mission.
What do you think the mission is?
No, because I'm still doing. No, my mission was never to stop Kent Hovind. My mission was.
Isn't that what you said you got on the internet for?
No, my mission was to stop people believing in bad ideas and to promote education. That was my mission. And the person who triggered this was Kent Hovind. I will admit that because I've said this over and over and over again. I would never have learned about young Earth creationism if YouTube didn't point me out to a video of Kent Hovind. And I wouldn't be.
You pretty much started it all, Peter. Good job.
Yes.
Because if it wasn't for you, I've just been hearing about everybody says, oh, Peter came to me, told me to get a channel started. I mean, you basically built the community around Kent. See? You did, Peter.
No,
who are these guys? How do you know them? How do you know all these atheists?
Because I talk to people.
We happen to talk to the same people.
Missing Maud. I'm going to introduce you to her. I recently found a Dutch YouTuber, a female who I thought she has a channel but stopped doing anything with it. And I think she had a good voice, and she needs to do more. So I'm helping her get her channel up and running again.
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does to me.
It doesn't really
matter. Well, because I like attractive people. Is that okay?
Are you attracted to women?
Okay, so she has both.
Depends.
She's both red. She has both red and blonde hair. If you're attracted to that,
a Christian who is not straight.
I'm not gay. I'm not sleeping with them.
If you're attracted to them, you experience attraction to women.
Well, you don't look at guys and think, oh, you know.
Well, yeah, but
no,
that's
maybe
because
not.
I'm bisexual.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Damn.
So are you also bisexual? Because I don't think the Bible condones that.
It doesn't, and I'm not.
Interesting.
I am not. I'm a non-sexual. Let's just call it that.
She's Chem. She's bi-curious.
I have a past, just like everybody. I was confused at one time or two.
Confused.
Everyone has a past.
And
what do you mean confused?
Yeah.
There's nothing to be confused about. It's perfectly normal and natural.
Yeah.
We see it all over nature. Heterosexuality is not like it's the most common option. It's not like a default.
It's the biggest mistake to get into a relationship with a woman. I'll just say that. So
what do you mean?
We're freaking crazy. And two, I don't know how the hell the Mormons do it. They got to be brainwashing them or something. You know, having multiple wives.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yes, certainly.
You couldn't have.
Wait a minute.
Right. Like
wait a minute. The voice of experience speaks. Continue, Mr. Maud.
Oh,
I'm learning.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. I mean, two women.
I'm just messing with you. You should know that by now.
The Japanese symbol for war. The Japanese symbol for war is two women under one roof. I mean, do I even need to say anything else?
There are two women under my roof. There rarely ever is something that we could call war. I haven't experienced it yet.
I thought there was a war when you blew that big air horn in their face.
Yeah, that's just me being an asshole. Wouldn't you be mad if I would put an air raid siren under your bed, and the moment you lie in it, a pressure switch would make it go off? Wouldn't you be mad at me?
You know what else I would be mad about? Seeing you with another woman. I would rip her freaking head off. I mean, there's just no way, right? I couldn't deal with that unless you're rich, unless you're filthy rich.
Hold on.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Keep in mind.
Wow,
I'm the last one to come.
With bigamy.
Hold on. Chem, hold on. Hold on. Keep in mind, Missing Mod. I'm the last one to come into this relationship. There already was a relationship that I wasn't a part of.
That's right. What the hell are they doing with you?
So
they're using you.
Things that we will not speak about on
let's say.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Okay.
I can make this easy.
Go no further. Peter, go no further.
No. I'm not. This is not going to be controversial. They put up with me, which is the part that I like, because as you pointed out justly, I can be somewhat of an asshole at times because I like practical jokes.
I would prefer that the conversation stay clean for the sake of the
Yes, it is. This is clean. I'm just saying that I like practical jokes, and so sometimes I go a little bit too far. I wholly admit that, and I get punished for it.
Don't we all?
As I should.
I've never went that far.
Anyway, we've been going for 2.5 hours. So before we send off, Missing, would you like to play 20 Paces?
Oh boy, what is that? I know it's not going to be anything fun.
I'm going to give you a series of statements. Okay, I'm going to give you a series of statements.
That's another hour.
No.
Yeah,
that's another hour.
I gotta go because I got 10 minutes.
It's very simple. Agree, disagree. Okay? If you can agree with all 20 statements, you get a prize.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right. You ready?
Oh shit. Yeah.
Case number 1. God exists.
Wait, what? What's the answers?
No. Agree or disagree. That's all you have to do. Tell me if you agree or disagree with the statement. God exists.
Agree?
Okay. God gave angels free will.
Agree.
Some angels, using free will, chose evil.
Agree.
God gave humanity free will.
Yeah. Agree.
Okay. Adam and Eve, the only humans in the Garden of Eden, using free will, chose evil.
Wait, say that again?
Adam and Eve, being the only humans in the Garden of Eden, using their free will, chose evil.
Yeah, agree.
Okay.
Wait.
Some other humans, using free will, also choose evil.
Yeah.
Okay. Evil creates suffering.
Not all the time.
Does it at all?
I don't think it creates anything. It doesn't. But hell.
Sure. Would you classify that as suffering?
I don't know. Not all the time. It's not always suffering.
But it does create suffering at least once, right? At least one of the times it produces suffering.
Well,
doesn't matter how much, just an amount. An amount of suffering is created.
Cause suffering. Lots of things.
But evil does also create suffering, correct?
I mean, I don't think it creates anything, but yeah, we'll just go with that.
Okay.
I'll just say
suffering is bad.
Oh, that sucks. But is it bad? I don't know. You don't appreciate the good times when you've had no bad times, right?
Like, right. But but is the suffering bad? We can agree that they're bad times, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So suffering is bad. You agree with that statement?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wait.
If angel No,
because I don't think it's bad, right? I don't think it's bad. I think it's just a consequence or something. You know, I don't think it's necessarily bad.
Would you prefer not to suffer?
Of course.
Okay, so you would say that not suffering is good, right?
There we go again. Like good or bad, like you know.
Do you like suffering? Is suffering something that you want? Is it a preferable option?
I think it's necessary.
We don't need to talk about the necessity just yet. We're not there yet.
Okay. All right, hurry up though. I got 7 minutes. You keep using the words good and bad, and I just cannot agree with that. Because good and bad means something else to me, I guess.
What do they mean?
If you're thinking, am I comfortable with it or am I okay with it? Maybe. Use the word okay and not okay.
That's not. Is it a preferable option? Is it something that you want?
Not to suffer? Sure.
Okay. If angels and humans did not have free will, they would not choose evil.
They couldn't.
Right. So they wouldn't.
They couldn't choose anything.
Sure. So they wouldn't choose evil.
Of course not, because they can't choose anything.
That's fine. If they cannot choose evil, no suffering is generated.
But without freedom, that's slavery.
Right, but no suffering is generated.
Because either way, you're following one or the other, right?
Sure.
So
no
you
suffering
don't
is
think
generated,
you are.
Right? If you're not suffering,
I don't know. Like, how would I know that? I don't have a clue.
Well, you agreed, right, that the presence of evil creates suffering, right?
No.
So if you can't choose evil, there is no suffering.
See, I don't think you know what you're saying.
What do you think I'm saying?
I think that you're trying to say that God is evil because he created evil, and that's just not right.
No,
right? He gave us the choice. He gave us the choice out of free will.
What I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Well, then continue.
Well, I need to know if you would. Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I got 5 minutes. I got 5 minutes. Please hurry.
We can get as far as you want. But I do need an answer to the question. If they cannot choose evil, no suffering is generated. Agree or disagree?
Just get to the last question, please.
No, all of the questions matter. You have to do them in order.
Oh, jeez, you're such a brat. Okay, what's the question one more time?
If not choose evil, no suffering is generated. Agree or disagree?
Oh man, suffering is not. We're thinking of something different, but okay. I disagree with that one.
Okay, and that's where the game ends. You are not able to agree with statement number 10, which means you get 10 paces. You get 9 paces and no further. Sorry, you don't win a prize, but I'm happy that you played anyway. Thanks for playing.
That's fine. I figured it was a rigged game anyway, but
it's not a rigged game, actually. There's no trick involved.
What would the prize be? A wrench?
I can't tell you.
Damn. Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, I mean, darn.
The first person to agree with all 20 statements will get the prize, and then you'll know what it is.
Are you Yep. I'll save the personal questions for some other time because I got to go. I only got 4 minutes.
You can ask. You're
well,
allowed
I'm just
to
wondering
ask.
if
I may not answer. You can ask.
I was just wondering if you're married or do you have kids or anything?
I am not. I'm 24. I'm unmarried. Never married.
24. You're a baby. You're a baby.
Some people, maybe.
And you know Peter. That's bad news, man.
Peter's a cool guy.
Peter's your friend.
When he behaves, he's a cool guy.
Man, what the hell?
Bad influence.
Yeah.
I'm a bad influence. Missing Mod.
I guess we're gonna wrap it up here. Does anybody have any parting words? Anybody want to plug their stuff?
I have a question. Missing Mod, you're going to go live?
Yeah. Why?
Ah, damn. I have to go, so I can't come over and watch or even better join. So
I'd like to pick your mind later. Yeah, I do. It's at the Missing Mod.
Is that YouTube or
whatever.
Twitter?
That's Discord. He said Discord.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if I have a Twitter. Yeah, I do have a Twitter actually, but I don't even know what it is.
Oof. Noble, anything you want to plug real quick?
Oh.
No, not really.
Alrighty. Phantom?
Nah.
Parting words for the audience. Anything you guys want to plug? Peter?
No.
So I do have one thing. Just hold on, bear with me for just a second.
Oh no.
No, that's not that bad. Not everything I do is bad. Okay, copy.
Just make it
copy,
quick.
Paste. For anyone who wants, there's an invitation to my Discord server.
Oh my goodness.
If you wanna join, I'll put it in the chat as well. There you go. I'm hardly ever there, but at least then you know who I am on Discord, so people can DM me. I do check my DMs. So
join the Discord. All right. Missing Mod, you want to plug yourself? Plug anybody? Anything? Parting words?
Yeah, it's just my channel, Missing Mod. What?
I said phrasing.
Okay. Peter.
I don't want any of you guys on my channel. So no, I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
Pissing off Cam.
You have a standing invitation, by the way. Anytime you want to hop in, message me or message Peter, and I will make sure you get the link. You have a standing invitation.
Yeah, I do have a question. I do have a question before you go, Missing Mod.
What is it?
Would you be willing to come on my channel?
That's scary, right? Like there's a lot of people there that don't like Christians.
Check out my channel. Check out at least let's say the past year, and then skip Rob Grown because that was a dumpster fire. And you can see that what we're interested in is having a cordial, respectful conversation, because I don't believe that anything else does any good. I mean, you and we're friends, so I can mess with you. And I do, and I like messing with you because you're not offended and you can take that, and you will do that in return. When we're on my show, that's going to be slightly different. Then we're going to have just a serious conversation about what people believe. Yeah. Although I might ask my most obnoxious co-host to join me, because I know that you will love him.
Okay.
But
who is this?
I was gonna say, not the one.
Artemis Brain Sample.
That's
Artemis Brain Sample.
I don't think I've been introduced to this person. I'll have to check that show out.
If you go to my channel and look for the show with Natalia Reagan, Artie was my co-host for that one.
Got it.
I'm late.
I will look at that one. Anyway, Missing Mod, you're free to go. Nobody's gonna hold you here. Have fun on your screen.
Good.
My name is Ken Reddick. This has been Tear Your Hair Out, the show where we talk about debates and people who do stuff online. Thank you very much. You can find me on Twitter and not sex. You can find me on Twitter at KEMREGIK, on
right,
YouTube at Ken Regic. Bye, Mr. Mud. And here at Tear Your Hair Out. Everybody take it easy. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning, wherever the fuck you are in the world. I don't care. End stream.